Hello, myself SM Ali from SM Techno Engineering and Software Services Private Limited. I am a mechanical engineer, MTech in HVAC, and I have been a professional trainer of over 12 years. So before starting Revit, let me explain about BIM, because Revit MEP is a software from Autodesk work on BIM concept. So it is required to learn about BIM before starting Revit. So what is BIM? So in order to understand what is BIM, let me play a small video clip to get the idea about the BIM. So anyhow, BIM is Building Information Modeling. Just have a look.
What is BIM? BIM is very much talked about in the building industry, but what is it really? What is it used for, and who should use it? Some say BIM is a type of software. Some say BIM is the 3D model of buildings. Others say BIM is a process, or that BIM is nothing more than an organized collection of all building data. BIM is all of the above and more. Now let's see BIM explained in layman's terms. When it comes to BIM, everything begins with a 3D digital building model. This model, however, is more than just simple geometry and some interesting textures added to it for visualization.
So here in BIM concept, we are dealing with a single database, and in BIM concept, before dealing with actual, first we'll do in a virtual way. So in BIM concept, we are dealing with the 3D intelligent building and with the 3D intelligent components for the services. And before dealing in actual practice, if you complete the work in a virtual way, so the problem which is going to happen on site can be rectified at the time of design stage, and we can save a lot of time on site and material.
The BIM model consists of the virtual equivalents of the actual building sections used to create a building. These intelligent elements are the digital prototype of the physical building elements such as walls, columns, windows, doors, stairs, etc., that allow us to simulate the building and understand its behavior before the actual construction begins. Now let's see what a BIM model can be useful for. 3D.
So the first option in BIM is 3D visualization. It means if you are dealing with the BIM concept, means we are working with a 3D intelligent component. Not just 3D component, we are dealing with a 3D intelligent component, and that intelligent component can link with the other component at the time of design.
Visualization. Of course, the most basic use of a BIM model is for creating realistic visualizations of the planned building. Your BIM model helps your design decisions by comparing various design alternatives and for selling your design to your client, the local community, and other stakeholders as well. Change management.
Next concept in BIM is change management. In BIM, we can say change anywhere will update everywhere. For example, if you are using CAD software, in CAD software we are dealing with the different types of drawing, and if you do any changes in plan, will not automatically update in section. But in case we are dealing with when we are dealing with the BIM concept, for example using Revit MEP, because Revit work on BIM concept. So if we change anything in the plan, automatically it will update in all other views like section, elevation, etc. Why? Because we are working with the 3D intelligent component, not drawings like AutoCAD.
Since data is stored in a central place in a BIM model, any modifications to the building design will be automatically replicated in each view, such as floor plans, sections, and elevations. This not only helps in creating the documentation faster, but also provides stringent quality assurance by automatic coordination of the different views. build.
The next option in BIM is building simulation. So now we are talking about saving of energy, green building, etc. So in BIM concept, we are also dealing with the building simulation.
Simulation. BIM models contain more than just architectural data. Information about the different engineering disciplines, sustainability information, and other characteristics can be easily simulated well in advance of actual construction. Data management.
So the next option is data management, and this option also very useful in BIM concept and followed by Revit. For example, if you are dealing with a metal takeoff using CAD layout, so manually we are going to read the drawing, we are extracting the number of diffusers, number of light fixtures, etc. But in case if we are dealing with the BIM, for example using Revit software, in Revit, when we use any component in the project, you will find the entry in the database. And Revit work on BIM, and BIM offers single database, and when you are using any component, you will find the entry in the data, and that information can be extracted in the form of a schedule like Excel program with 100% accuracy at the time of metal requirement or metal takeoff. So this also one very excellent option offered by BIM and followed by Revit.
BIM contains information that is not visually represented at all. Scheduling information, for example, clarifies the necessary manpower, coordination, and anything that might affect the outcome of the project schedule. Cost is also a part of BIM that allows us to see what the budget or estimated cost of a project might be at any given point in time during the project. Needless to say, the data put in a BIM model is not only useful during the design and construction phase of a building project, but can be used throughout the entire building life cycle, helping to reduce the operation and management costs.
So if you talk about BIM, so BIM is the concept not just for design. BIM is a concept right from the design till the demolish of the project, including the maintenance project maintenance, etc. So we can consider BIM is a concept for the complete life cycle of the project, including the services. So remember, BIM is not a software, BIM is a concept, or we can say BIM is a concept for the complete life cycle of the project, right from the design stage till the demolish of the project, including services. And Revit is a software from Autodesk, work on BIM concept for designing, for drawing, for metal takeoff, for modeling, etc. So after learning the concept of BIM, now we are ready to discuss about Revit. So as I said at the beginning, Revit is a software from Autodesk, and you all know about Autodesk. AutoCAD is from Autodesk, 3 Max, so list of software. So this Revit MEP software also from Autodesk and work on the BIM concept. So here the advantages of Revit: lessened field cycle time, next better organization and collaboration between the services and architectural and structural, small turn time ratio, minimize of waste at the time of working, because at the time of design stage only the issues which is going to happen on site can minimize at the time of design stage. So you can expect saving of time and the material on site. Next, increased on site renewable opportunities. Next, greater error detection and risk mitigation, and of course improve employee productivity. Next, we'll talk about the special features offered by Revit MEP software. So the key features for Revit MEP software. The first option is coordination between MEP services. not only MEP services, Revit offer coordination between the architectural, MEP services and structural. But here we are talking about MEP services, so we'll talk about the services. So between the services you'll find the coordination, or for example if any change in the architectural design at the time of design stage, so as per the requirement one can change in the services or vice versa. Next, operation of software is parametric. It means change anywhere will update everywhere. For example, if you talk about the equation Q equal to AV, keeping the Q constant, say flow rate in ducting. If you keep the flow rate constant in duct, and with that if you increase the velocity, automatically the duct sizes will reduce. So it means Revit work on parametric engine. So if you change one parameter, automatically as per the relation to other parameters, the values will update. And this option also very useful for designing. Next, Revit supports the design. So in Revit we can deal with the designing, means calculation part. We can deal with the drawing, and very easy and with very less time compared with AutoCAD. And of course we can go for schedule required for the building project for metal takeoff. So the next option, load calculation and energy analysis, and in very advanced way with the less effort. Next, duct and pipe designing. So we don't require a separate duct sizer or pipe sizer in Revit, because Revit offer tools for ducting and pipe sizing as per the required methods. So you can expect the different methods for duct sizing, like equal friction method or static rigging method or velocity method. Even for piping also you can go for the velocity method or the combined velocity plus friction, etc. So no additional duct sizer or pipe size is required. You can use the inbuilt option within the software. Next, one more very useful feature, auto layout of ducting and piping. So for this I'll show you an example directly in the software. So here this is also one excellent option in Revit. So for example, after completing the logical connection, because in Revit first logical connection is required before dealing with the physical connection, and this auto routing option will help to get the different possible routes for ducting as well as for piping. So for example, when I click this diffuser here, I'm going to use the tool called generate layout, and this option will appear only after completing the logical connection. So already I complete logical connection for this area, just to show the option for auto routing. So click this diffuser, and when you go for this generate layout, here we'll go for some settings, say 3500 the offset for the duct, same here, and we'll also select the type of the duct. For example, I'm using rectangle duct tabs, and even for branch also the same option. And after this, here we can go for the different option. You see 1 of 6 solution. So 1 of 6 is state and turn with the branches, and the second option in this way. So like this, which is best as per the site condition or as per your experience, we can click finish to convert this into duct. So this also very useful option to save lot of time to get the auto routing for the ducting and auto routing for the piping. Next option, logical and physical system. So in Revit, first we'll create the logical connection, then physical connection. For example, we'll create the logical connection between the light fixtures and lighting panel, and then only you can deal with the wiring, and the load will update in the panel. In the same way, for mechanical surveys, we'll create the logical connection between the diffusers and AHO, then we'll deal with the ducting, then only the duct sizing can be done. Next, index route analysis, and this is also a very useful tool, especially to select the fan and the pump. So most of the engineers at the time of selecting the fan and pump, the route, index route, especially for big project, finding the index route sometime it's very time consuming and a lot of confusion. But in Revit, after placing the equipments and physical connection, easily with the tool called system inspector we can find out the index root, so that we can find out the total pressure drop to select the fan and to select the pump. Next, we have walkthrough and fly through for client presentation. So here I attached one example, so here you can have a look. So this example for a walkthrough for client presentation. This is like a real system, but this can be prepared with a very less effort in Revit. After completing all this equipment, we have a tool called walkthrough, and using that walkthrough tool you can create the animation like this for client presentation. Next, all 3D views, 3D modeling. So in Revit we are working with the 3D intelligent component. We are dealing with all modeling, and no doubt we can go for the drawing also, but Revit means basically we are dealing with the modeling of the component, like piping modeling, ducting modeling, and different other components modeling for MEP site. And if you talk about architectural side also, we are dealing with the 3D intelligent building. And as a mechanical or electrical engineer, when we start our service, we are going to link a 3D intelligent building which is prepared in Revit architecture. Next, creation or creating section views in second. So here I'll show you one example. So for example, after completing this ducting, if I want to create a section for this area, simply we'll create a slice by using the section tool, and you'll get the section. So this is very easy. So here I'm going to click on this view tab, and from this create panel I'm using the tool section, and simply I'm going to create the slice like this. And when you do this, automatically the software will create the section for this area. But how to access? Simply double click this, you can able to access. And now it is in single line view because of the settings. For example, if I click this fine, you can have a look with the 3D view also. So, and later if I add or remove anything in this area, automatically the section also get updated. For example, if I select this equipment, if I delete from this, it will delete from the section also. Or else if I select this duct and if I delete from the section, it will delete from the plan view. So in Revit we are working with the multiple views of the same component. So we are dealing with the modeling, we are not working with the drawings. Next, plumbing and firefighting design can be done. Lighting load, power load calculation for electrical side, and finally detailing documentation, annotation for the shop drawing. And no doubt at the end we can also create the families, means modeling components, like creating the fittings for pipe, creating the fittings for ducting, and if any new component is required which is not available in the software, and that can be created in a separate family editor, and that we can call families. So families refers to 3D intelligent component, that component what we are going to use in the project. Okay, so next we'll talk about the training details. Here the prerequisite for to attend this program is you should have the basic knowledge of MEP design and the system configuration to run this software, whether you are using a PC or a laptop. So the recommended processor is i3 or above, and the RAM 4 GB minimum and 8 GB is recommended. And if you have a minimum 5 GB hard disk space, you can able to install the software. And I recommend to use Windows 7 64-bit because 32-bit is not applicable, because in the latest version now, if you talk about 2018 version, 32-bit is not applicable. You should have a minimum 64-bit operating software. Did you download the notes and the project files? So it's a very simple procedure what we're following. In the notes you'll get all the points step by step for the project, and you'll also find the highlights in that notes, so that when you practice in home the work will be easy for you. For example, you see, let me show. Can you find this highlights? This will help you when you practice, because no need to read the complete lines. Just with this highlight, that will be easy for you to quickly pick the points or the icons from the screen. And how to use that project files, I'll show you when we start. So let me give you the idea about this training program. This Revit MEP, we are dealing with the 2020, the latest version. And why we are using the latest version? Because for interview point of view, because in interview they are dealing with the latest version, because this Revit software compared to AutoCAD or other software is a new in market. Compare with that. So many consultants are adopting this, and when they are purchasing, they are getting the latest version. So in interview also mostly you will find the latest version. Anyhow, if you know 2020, you can deal with the previous version also. And if you talk about this version from 2016 till 2020, you will not find much major changes. But if you are dealing with the 2009, then compared with the 2009, you will find much difference in 2012 version. And after that 2012, then if you compare with 16, you will find new number of new options. But from 16 onwards till 2020, you will not find much major changes. They add some new tools, some new information, but you will not find the major difference in MEP side. Okay. Till 2012, you know, this separate version for architectural side and MEP and structure. But from 2013, they combine and they launch this Revit 2013. And still the separate options are available. Like if you want, you can purchase Revit MEP separate version. But from 2013, they are offering the combined version. And you know, this BIM is a BIM is a concept, right? And Revit is a software, works on BIM concept. Or in other words, I can say Revit is a software from Autodesk tried to achieve the BIM concept, because BIM is right from the design stage till the demolish of the project, the concept. And this is not only for services, you know, this is for complete building, including the services. So BIM is a big concept. So till now in Revit software, you cannot find all the concepts of BIM. So we can say Revit is a software from Autodesk try to achieve the BIM. And it's work on BIM concept. So mostly in market, many people consider BIM is equal to Revit, but technically it's not correct. BIM is a concept and Revit is a software from Autodesk, but Revit works on the BIM concept. So generally in market, they're considering both are same. Okay. And you know, this the history of this BIM concept or this kind of software. In 2002, this Autodesk launches this ABS, Autodesk Building System. That software also work on the BIM concept. And in 2008, they introduced this Revit architecture. In 2006, and after 2 years, they launched this Revit MEP. And you know, this from 2013, every year they are introducing the combined version. So we are dealing with the 2020 version. So quickly, let me start with the very basic. So starting first, chapter 1 to 3 is common for all the services. So in the notes till page number 1 to 27, you'll find the general information, but the actual exercise will start from page number 27. So directly I'll jump to page number 27. But before this, quickly we'll talk about the file formats. I think you know, but my responsibility to cover all these points. So directly you see point number 1, page number 1 in the notes, and what I'm following the complete you can find in your notes. So here on screen, page number 1 in the notes, file formats. This is a very basic, may ask in interview also, like AutoCAD DWG, AutoCAD file, like DOC for Word file. Similarly for Revit we have this file formats. .rvt is a Revit project file, and it's common for this MEP plus structural and architectural, means all the same format for all these services, including this architectural and structural. So when we are dealing with the project file, we'll follow this .rvt files. Next, in order to prepare or in order to start the Revit project, we'll use the template file. So I think you know what is template. Like in AutoCAD, template is a file consists of the common settings which can be inserted in the project file to save the time. Anyhow, we have first exercise how to create this template file, and then we can use in the project to save the time. So in detail we'll talk about this template file and how to create and how to deal with the different common settings for project. So at the time when we are dealing with the template file, the file format is .rte. Next we have families. So families refers to, family refers to 3D intelligent component. But here if you compare this a component related to MEP services, the major difference between the architectural and the MEP components or the family is the connector. In architectural side, like wall, window, door, etc., means all these families, you will not find any connector. But here if you talk about the AHU or a diffuser or a light fixture, etc., in all these components you'll find the connector. And what is exactly connector, I'll show you when we talk about the family. So I'll give you example. Family refers to 3D intelligent component. So what is 3D component? 3D component means with the X, Y and Z. 3D component, like in AutoCAD also you know the 3D component. Same in Revit also we are dealing with the 3D components, but we used to call 3D intelligent component because 3D component with connector or with the parameters we can call intelligent component. For example, if you talk about wall, what we are using in Revit architecture is the 3D component, right? With what? With all the parameters, like the material, thickness, density, etc. Similarly, if you talk about this MEP services, if I talk about a diffuser, in the diffuser is a 3D intelligent component with connector, and in the connector will configure all the parameters like flow rate, velocity, pressure drop, etc., means design parameter, and that can help at the time of design to communicate or to link with the other components so that we can able to deal with the design, like duct designing, pipe designing, electrical panel with the light, logical connection, etc. So all we'll discuss in detail, but at this level this RFA is for family file, and family refers to 3D intelligent component. A 3D component with a connector or with the parameters we can call intelligent component, so that that component can link with the other components and can share the information with other components for designing point of view. So this is RFA, and at the time when we create the component right from the scratch, we have two options. We can create the new component from the existing. For example, already we have diffuser, say 12 by 12 size diffuser, but if you want say 21 by 21 face size diffuser, so from 12 by 12 we can able to create 21 by 21. So this is a one way to create the family, means we'll create the new from the existing by changing the parameter, dimensions, etc. So directly we'll open that existing file .rfa and we'll create a new, means we'll go for a save as or duplicate and change the parameter and create as a new component. One option. The second option is we can start from the scratch. Means we'll not take any existing component. Suppose a new component I'm interested to create in the Revit family. So for that we require a template file, like you see, like template file for project. Similarly we have a template file for family also. In this also you'll find the common settings like the access planes, some basic settings which can be used at the time of creating a new component. So here the file format is .rft, Revit family template file. So in order to create the family component from the scratch, we'll use this .rft template file, and for project .rte. So these are the file formats we are using in Revit software. Okay. Next, what is what on screen? So for example, let me open one existing file just to show what is what on screen. So I have already some shortcuts. So forget about this ducting, piping, etc. We'll discuss later. Just I open this existing file to explain what is what on screen. Okay, so simple, quick. So here first, this file, or about this file, you can find this R, this logo for Revit, and beside this you'll find some tools here like open, save, print, etc. This we can call quick access toolbar. Shortcuts, you can create your own shortcuts. For example, when I click this system here, duct, and duct is already available in the shortcut. For example, pipe, so right click, add to quick access toolbar. Here you can notice the pipe is added in the shortcut. So this is called quick access toolbar, and beside this you'll find the name, the title of the project. So this is the title bar, and here you'll find some options, sign in or search, etc. And sign in means you can sign in to Autodesk and you can search the required option, etc. Below this, right from this file to this modify, these are all called tabs. Because you know, even in AutoCAD also in the latest version you get the tabs, not the menus. So they are all tabs right from this file to modify. And if you compare this with 2018 version, this file tab is a new. Previously in the 2018 version, this file and this R is combined as one application menu, but now you see in 2020 version, when you click this file you'll get the application menu. Previously this file was merged with the R, and when you click this icon R, you'll get the application menu. That is, there are some changes in the notes. So these are all tabs, and below this, when you click on any tab like architectural tab or structural tab, steel tab, etc., you'll find the ribbon. For example, here when I click the system, right from this modify to the work plane, this is all called ribbon. So under ribbon you'll find panels. Here HVAC is one panel, and if you want you can take it out. This is one option. Similarly, fabrication is one panel. Like this you'll find the list of panels. Select is one panel. Mechanical, plumbing, electrical, these are all panels. And panel consists of tools. Some tools are direct tool, like you can click on the duct placeholder, etc. Some will have the drop down like this, and this appearance will change as per your screen resolution. For example, if you change the screen resolution, for example, here you see when I click this manage tab, here you will find the icons. There is no description for these icons, but when you increase this screen resolution with the icon, you will find the description also. So at the time of interview, this appearance may vary. So this appearance may change as per the screen resolution. So if you increase the screen resolution, this icon you'll get with the description, or if you decrease without description. Okay, and as per the screen resolution, here you see if I increase the screen resolution, even this electrical panel also you'll find like plumbing and piping beside this. Okay, but now it is in drop down because of the my screen my system screen pixel settings. Okay, next, so these are all panels, and below this panel you'll find this option bar. So when I zoom here, for example when I select this pipe or anything, you'll find some options here. You see, diameter 2 inch, middle elevation 9 feet 6 inches. What is middle elevation I will discuss in detail when we talk about this ducting and piping. This at this level, just I'm showing this option is called option bar. This one you'll find this modify duct, width, height, elevation, etc. This we can call option bar. Similarly, when I select the diffuser, you'll find the CFM. So as per your selection, you'll get the options in this bar. So this we can call as option bar. Below this left side here we can call property window, and below this property window you'll find the project browser window. So first we'll talk about this property window. I'll take this out. So in this property window you'll find 3 sections, but before this, I think you're already aware, we can use commands in Revit, right? Can we use commands in Revit? Without command window, right? There is no command window, but commands will work. And the condition of using the command is, you see, when you click somewhere here on the icons, you know, commands will not work. Or when you click in the status bar or in the schedule view, or in schedule view, or you have one more sheets we can work. So if you want to use command, click on this working area, right? Or else in the empty ribbon the commands will work. So here for property window we have a command that is pp. If you want, you can write anyhow. I'll share one this command shortcut PDF of 8 pages directly from Autodesk. I'll share the soft copy. You can use that one. But few commands which is commonly used at the time of working, you can make a note. The first command is pp, is for properties, or else you can write the subheading properties in bracket pp. Under that 3 sections or the 3 points, and this we can call as 2 and this area is 3. So point 1 you can write element properties, drop down, or type selector. The first option, why we'll discuss. Let me complete this. Second option is edit type or type properties, and the third option is instance properties. So the first point, why we used to call element property drop down or type selector, simple. You see, when I select the diffuser here, you'll find the other types of diffuser which is available in the software or which is available from the library. Like you see 12 by 12, 6-inch, etc. For example, when I select this duct, you'll find the other types of duct. When you select this pipe, you'll find the other types of pipe available. If something is not available in the list, we can able to load also. That we'll discuss later. At present, this area in the property window is called element property drop down or type selector, because we can able to select the different type from this type selector. Okay, and we'll use till the end for all the services. Second option, edit type. Edit type is what property of the component. For example, when I select this diffuser, when I click this edit type, here you can find out the diffuser dimensions, and you can update the manufacturer, model, assembly code, etc. And these are all general properties of the diffuser, not the design properties or the property of the component. Is the edit type. So edit type is a property of component, but all the components what we are using for MEP services for designing point of view, right? So we require the design properties also. So again, when I select the diffuser here below this edit type, so the second option is edit type, nothing but properties of the component. Below this, here this is called instance properties. So when I select the diffuser here, you can notice, you can find out the type of diffuser, whether supply return, the total pressure drop is not updated, we can update, flow, CFM, etc. These are all belongs to design properties. Okay, so this instance property is nothing but the design properties for the component. On only component properties means this is edit type. Okay, so altogether this is property window. When you type pp, when you click on the screen and type pp, it will off, again pp it will on. So command, again I'm going to shift on the left side. The next window here after this properties is a project browser, and I think you know, in Revit we are dealing with the project, right? Not like AutoCAD files. In AutoCAD we are dealing with the different files. Suppose if you are dealing with HVAC, you will find the separate files for ducting, separate files for piping, separate equipment, etc. Again for electrical you'll find the separate lighting load, layouts, power layout, etc. So if you're dealing with Revit, we are dealing with the multiple files, and for coordination we'll use that files and merge, and we'll check the coordination issues. If any, we'll create the section and we'll update that coordination issues. But in case of Revit, since deal with the BIM concept, so all these services in one file, right? And here you'll find the views in Revit. You see, for example, when I expand this view under design, you'll find this architectural, fire protection, HVAC, etc. And when I expand this, for example, architectural, you'll find floor level 1 2 3. The same level 1 2 3 you'll find in the service also. The same level 1 2 3 even you'll find in the lighting also. Floor means in Revit we are dealing with the project. So you see, same views, same levels I can say, or same floors, but multiple views. And multiple views is it not mean that these are different files. These are views only of the same location of one building. So when we are dealing with the services, first of all we are going to link the 3D intelligent building. How I'll show you. We have the first step in design. So first we are going to link the 3D intelligent building, and after linking we'll create the views for different services. Then we'll start the service. And you see, level 1 2 3 you'll find in the architectural, the same in HVAC, and the same we can duplicate and use in the lighting, and the same we can duplicate use in the plumbing, firefighting, etc. So these are multiple views of the same area. Suppose level 1 here, level 1 here, and again other services level 1 means level 1 only, means ground floor, for example. So these are all not different files, these are all views of the same location, of the same area. Then why we are dealing with the different views? To avoid confusion. For example, level 1 say ground floor in HVAC, the same ground floor view you'll find in the fire protection also. Or level 2 is available, and level 1 we can duplicate. Or else take example of lighting, level 1, same level 1 is available here. So level 1 is a ground floor, so this is level 1 is in HVAC, this is in lighting. The difference is what? These are duplicate views of the same ground floor. And in HVAC we'll switch off the other services, like we'll switch off the lighting, diffuser, sprinklers, etc. And in firefighting we'll switch off the diffusers. For what? For coordination issues, or at the time, not exactly for coordination, to avoid confusion at the time of working. Because at the time of working, if one view used by all the services, that will create a lot of confusion at the time of working. And you know this, on site we required different layout for different services for installation. So for that reason, at the time of working also we require the multiple views to avoid confusion. But anytime for coordination we can switch on that particular service to check the coordination. For example, if you are dealing with level 1 HVAC and now you are interested to place the diffusers, so what we'll do, we have a tool called VG. We'll discuss, we have a separate topic, VG, visibility graphics. And with the VG we'll switch on the lights, light fixture, and we'll check the location of light fixture, and based on that we can place the diffuser. So at the time of coordination, anytime we can switch on or off the services or the components, but with the multiple views to avoid confusion. Okay, and later these views will place on the sheet to take the printout. So this project browser is very useful. We'll use till the end for all the services. And the project browser, you'll find the views. In the views you'll find the floor plans, ceiling plan, 3D views, elevation, sections, etc. Then you'll find this documentation. Actually documentation we can create. This is after designing. For adding detailing we can create the new category. Documentation is not the default category, but if we talk about default category, legends, you'll find all the legends. After getting, you will find under this legend category. Schedule quantities, we'll discuss, we have a separate topic for this. Reports like HVAC load calculation report. Sheets for all the services, at the end we'll create the sheets and we'll place the views on the sheets. Then family components, you see when I expand this, the default family components available in this project. Like you see, if you're looking for diffuser or duct, you see duct type, these two duct types are available, rectangle and round. If you want oval we can add, but these are the default. When you open a new project, you'll find the default families, but if you want more we can take from the library, we can load from the library by using that load from library option with the help of insert tab. Next, here groups. So here group refers to block, like in AutoCAD block. Similarly in Revit we used to call group. Then links, nothing but the link file, like in AutoCAD we used to call xref, x reference file. Similarly in Revit we are dealing with the link file. And the major difference, in AutoCAD we used to take the xref external reference, that is architectural layouts, that is only 2D. But here when we talk about link, we are dealing with the 3D intelligent component. We are going to link the 3D intelligent building to start the building services. So we can check which link or the link file here. If link missing, we can reload up, reload from, reload, unload, like xref. The concept is same, but the terminology is different. Okay, but here we are dealing with the 3D intelligent building, not the layouts. Okay, so this is about the project browser. Next, right side here, this is a working area, or in short I can say model view, because in Revit we are dealing with the modeling, 3D intelligent modeling. So at this level on screen, this is model view. We have a separate views for the drafting. You see we have separate views here. You will find this drafting view. Separate views you will find for the legends, separate views for the sheets, separate views for this schedules, quantities, etc. But on screen here, if you find the 3D intelligent component, so this is called model view, because we are dealing with the modeling. So the major part in Revit we are dealing with the modeling, then we'll go for drafting view, sheets, etc. So on screen this is called model view, or the working area. And on the right side, you know, this is view cube, and the view cube, every corner, every face and every edge will provide you the view. And if I click on the top view, it looks like a plan, and when I click this corner, now the 3D view. And the default view, to get the default view, click on this home, you will get the southeast 3D view as the default view. And below this you'll find the navigation bar also. How to use we'll discuss. Next, here 3 by 8 inch to 1 foot till this last icon, reveal constraints. This is called view control toolbar. With this we can able to control the view. For example, on screen when I zoom, this pipes and ducts is appear like it means the view is 3D view. If you want to change to the single line, click on the course. Now it's a single line, just for appearance. But single line, it not mean that there is only a line, there is no duct or no pipe. Still these are all ducts and pipe, only the change in appearance. Similarly we can go for this fine or medium. There you see fine or medium, almost you see it's like a 3D view, but in fine you'll find more fine, means fine tuning. And on screen you'll find this option with thin line off, like line weight, line weight on and off, like AutoCAD. So here when I click this thin line, now you can notice there will be no shades. Now thin line off with the shades, like line weight on and off, like in AutoCAD. And you know the command, the thin line, that command is TL. You can make a note. So these are all view control toolbar. This was just an example. We'll use all this option like temporary height, reveal all elements, etc. at the time working. And below this, the last option we can call status toolbar. And in the status toolbar, when I take the cursor close to the diffuser, at the left bottom left corner you can read A terminal, return diffuser. Similarly, when I take the cursor close to this duct, you can read duct, rectangular duct. So this is quick information bar. So this is about what is what on screen. So now we are talking about this dimensions in BIM. This may ask in interview. You know 0D. 0D is what? 0D is a point, right? Means zero dimension. Similarly, if you talk about 1D, 1D is what? Line, one dimension, it can be in any one direction. Then 2D is the area, length into width or width into height, etc., 2 dimension. And you also know 3D is what? X, Y and Z, right? 3 dimension. So up to 3D you are aware of that. But what about 4D? So in actual practice there is no fourth dimension, but in BIM terminology we used to call 4D as 3D plus project scheduling. So in BIM terminology, project scheduling we are considering as one dimension, so that we can call 4D. So 4D is what? 3D plus project scheduling is called 4D. Similarly, if you talk about 5D, 5 dimension, 4D plus project estimation, then means if the project is at 5D stage means it is under estimation. Similarly, if you talk about 6D is what? 5D plus sustainability, nothing but value engineering, green building, saving of energy, reducing the cost, etc. Then 7D is for maintenance, 6D plus the maintenance life cycle of the project, including the maintenance and all, that comes under 7D. So these are the dimensions in BIM. Okay, just for learning point of view, we used to call this all our dimensions, but practically we have only 3 dimensions. Okay, next. So these are just the basics what we did today. So what you do, first you make a hard copy of this notes. Why hard copy? Because you see, if you're learning any software, not only Revit, at least you must spend some time, at least 1 hour or 2 hours, or if you are busy, at least 1 hour for practice. Okay, so when you practice, this notes will help you, because this notes is completely in organized way. All the steps of projects is given in the notes, and you see, to save time and to make it simple, we even highlight this. Okay, so if you have the hard copy, that will be helpful for you, because you see, parallelly, if you have a big screen, you can follow this also. For example, left side you can keep that notes, and the right side you can arrange the software. If you have a like 24 inches screen or 30 inches screen, you can take the advantage of that. But if you have a small screen, it's very difficult for you to parallelly follow the notes and the software directly from the screen like this. You see, now you see, when I click this system, all this menus under drop down, so initially you'll get a lot of confusion. So I recommend to make a hard copy of the notes, so that at the time of practice you can easily follow this. And without practice it is difficult to learn any software. And you see, Revit is very simple if you spend time. And further, this notes will help you to make it very simple. And if you follow the notes initially, if you're not getting the concept also, initially follow the points, because in 1 or 2 days you'll not get the concept. It will take time. At least when we complete half of one service, you'll get the idea what we are dealing and the concept. Initially you'll not get the concept. Initially we'll talk about the settings, we'll talk about this starting of the project, appearance setting, etc. So don't worry about that. Just you start practice, not from today. Today you complete the installation of the software and also make a hard copy of this print. Be ready with this. And I already sent this project file, so keep that project file in any OneDrive. And how to create a shortcut for this, I'll show you when we use. So be ready with all this, so that we can start the exercise from the next session. Okay. So I'll show you how to install this quickly. It's very simple. You can go to the website, that is or else in the Google you can find free Autodesk software. You'll get the link. I'll share this link directly. And here, Revit. In order to install the software, first you should have a account. Do you have account online in Autodesk? So if you have account, directly go for sign in. For example, let me sign in with our account. So after signing, you'll get the option here. Select personal non-commercial use or individual use, the first option. Next version 2020. Operating system, you'll not get any option except 64-bit. And now I think you already are using 64-bit operating. How to check this? Go to my computer, right click, click properties. You'll find whether the operating system is 64 or 32. If it is 32, you cannot install this software. Even you cannot install 2018 version. So it should be 64. So now it is almost all operating is 64 only. Anyhow, please check once. And if you're using Windows 7, it should be updated with the Service Pack 1. This one, updated Windows 7. If you have the Windows 7 only or Ultimate Professional, whatever, if it is not updated with this Service Pack 1, means the software, this Revit will not allow for installation. It will show operating is not means the operating system is not supporting. If you are using Windows 8 or Windows 10, no issue directly. Then language, English. And after this, what you do, click install now and accept install. You'll get initially one small file, it will download. You can save on the desktop, for example. After downloading this file, click this file and click run. So it will take few seconds to download this. Then the installation will start, and follow the instruction. But be careful, don't close this window, this browser till the end. If you close in between, after installation, the software cannot verify the license. Okay, so don't close this window till the end, and it may take 1 or up to 2 hours, depend on your internet speed. Parallel, it will download and install the components, like 23 or 26 components, depend as per your system. If you already have 2019, means you'll get limited, means it will download and install limited components, because other components is already the common one. So just follow the procedure. If you find any problem in installation, take the snapshot and send in the WhatsApp group. I can respond to you. Okay, so be ready with the software. So the exercises will start from next session. The first exercise directly from page number 27. And you see, believe me, it's very simple. If you follow on regular basis, if you spend 1 hour at least in one day, means if you just update with the class, this you can enjoy this training, and it's very interesting. And you see, it's completely automated. All the options, even the load calculation is very simple in Revit, compare even with the HAP software. And duct designing is very simple, piping also very simple. But only the requirement to learn this Revit software is you must follow the order. It's not like AutoCAD. In AutoCAD, we can draw the duct first or diffuser first, or you can place the machine. We can follow any order, but in Revit you must follow the order. Why? Because in Revit we are dealing with the designing, we are dealing with the modeling, we are dealing with the drafting, we also deal with the metal takeoff, and metal takeoff with 100% accuracy. So since we are dealing, we are using this Revit for design, and for design you must follow the sequence, and without sequence is difficult. Even if you are designing this HVAC system without Revit software, first load calculation is required, then only we can able to select the machine, then ducting, piping, etc. In the same way, in Revit you must follow the order. That's it. So focus more on the sequence of using the tools. And in Revit, many tools will activate only as per the requirement for the particular service. For example, we have a tool called Generate Layout. Generate Layout is to deal with the auto routing of duct or auto routing of pipe, and this Generate Layout will activate only after completing the logical connection. Before this, you cannot search the Generate Layout option in any of this menu. So like this, many options in Revit is hidden, will activate only as per requirement in sequence. And that is also one reason learning Revit with project is required. Without project, if you learn Revit, you may miss number of tools. Okay, and you see, I cannot find out the tool called Generate Layout in any of the menu. that will activate only after completing the logical connection. So one example like this, after logical connection there's physical connection, then the designing, etc. And even the design tools also will activate after completing the previous steps. So following the order is important in Revit. So you must follow the order. So initially don't do experiments. Follow as it is, as per the notes, as per the class. Once you get the concept, you can able to do the experiment, but initially if you not follow the order, you'll get the confusion. Okay. First I start from page number 27 from the notes, and this is nothing. First we'll learn how to open a new project using the default template file. Then we'll discuss how to create our own template file, and the purpose of dealing with the template file, first no doubt to learn how to create the template file, and the second reason is we'll learn how to access the settings like mechanical setting, electrical settings and other settings which can be used at the time of dealing with the project. Okay, so initial chapter 1, 2 and 3, as I said, is common for all the services which can be used for any service, because in that we'll do some basic settings, we'll learn how to link the project, we'll talk about the system settings, etc., which is common for all the services. So directly in the notes you see model 1 HVAC, but it's not directly model 1. As I said, this is common for all. So here you see just for your reference, you can find out the highlights. You see these highlights also help you to save time, and when you practice this notes will be very useful, and these highlights will again help you to avoid confusion. Directly using these highlights you can practice the options. I'll show you quickly the first option. Here you see page number 27. So there are few changes in the notes compared with the version. So we are dealing with the latest version. This is 2020, but the notes belongs to the previous version. So there are few changes. That changes I'll give you directly in the class. Whenever you find this R icon in the notes, consider the file menu. You see but here in the notes you see left side you'll find this option new, but in the 18 version somewhat different, but in 19 version somewhat different. In directly 20, instead of this R, here you'll find the new. Okay, so where you find this R icon, consider model and new. There are just few changes in that location, but rest of the thing, concept point of view, you'll not find much difference. There are some additional options that I'll give you separate apart from the notes. So simply go for new. You see here, so you can ignore this. Directly you can find this new on the left side, but you'll find the new in the model as well as the family. So at this level we are not talking about the family, we'll talk about the model, means the project file. So when you click new, you'll get the browse button, and you see, just for reference, because the first exercise, I'll show you how to follow this notes. This will help you. You see, you'll find directly browse. So highlighted, browse is highlighted, so you can directly pick this. Then after this, the next step, you see templates you can find US Imperial. If you want metric, you see this training will deal in English system, but if you want to deal with a metric, that also can be done. You see, by default you'll find US Imperial template file, but if you want metric, then click this look in and go to this templates and directly double click this US metric. You'll find the metric template file also. Okay, but for example, let me proceed with the English system. So US Imperial, and in this you'll find this template, and this template directly from the software, from the Autodesk. If you want, we can create our own template file. How to create? We have a next option only. So for example, I'm selecting system default. You see the same system default is written here, highlighted, and then click open. So you can find that template default is available, means we are opening the new project using the template system default template file, and you can notice RTE. You know this RTE, yesterday we learned, is a file format for template file, and this template file we are using in the project. Okay, and create new what project. You see the same you'll find in the notes. Open, you see select project, create new, select project, and okay. So like this, when you practice, you can follow these highlights. This will help you means from the notes. Okay, because this you can consider as like your lab assistance when you practice after session. So simple. So I'm going to open this, and why we did this, just to verify the template file. So now on screen, the project on screen with the default template file, and because of the default template file we use in the project, in this new project, you can notice, can you find this? You see this is called elevation camera. So by default you'll find 4 elevation cameras. Why? Because we use system default template file. If you not use the template file, you not get these cameras. Okay, so these are the default settings. These are the basic options you can find in the template file, and we are getting because we use this the template file in the project. So apart from this, when I open any elevation from the project browser, you see, you know this, in the project browser we can access any view. For example, I'm going to open elevation. Under elevation, say north elevation, and you see these are the 4 cameras for different orientation. So when I double click this, you can notice level 1 is at 0 feet, level 2 is at 10 feet, and these 2 levels by default from template file. This is not a part of the architectural site. This is a part of the project file, and because we got this from the template. Okay, so that's it. Later when we use this template file, you must know this level 1 and level 2 is a part of our project, not from the link file. When we link the 3D intelligent building, you'll get the levels from the link. That is a link file levels, but these are the levels from the template file. Okay, so these are few things, and just we learn how to open a new project with the template file. That's it. So the actual exercise start from this point number 12. You can read here, creating a new project template based on the default system template. Means we'll create a new template file using this basic system default settings. And why we are using this? Because system default offers some basic tools, some basic options which can be used in the project. Using the same, I'm interested to add some more options for my project. Okay, you see the first exercise start from this point number 12, and the topic is creating a new project template based on the default system. So we'll use the default system and we'll add our own settings to create our own template file. And why we are creating the new template file? As per our requirement. For example, continuously if you are getting the project from one consultant, belongs to one location, so for that consultant you can create your own template file. So whenever you get the project, you can use the template in the project to save the time. For example, we can create one template for English system, one template for metric system, as per the required locations or the settings required for the consultant. Okay, so here no doubt we'll learn this topic to understand how to create the template file, plus the purpose of this exercise to learn how to access the settings, so that these settings later we can access at the time of project. Okay, so focus on the accessing settings plus how to create the template file. So very simple. So I'll follow the same steps and you see again new project, so you can ignore this icon, and new project you'll find on the left side of the screen in the latest 2020 version. So I'm going to close this. You see the same. So there are few changes, so when you practice, be careful. So whenever you get this icon, you know this, ignore this icon, and new project you'll find on the left side of the screen under the model. Okay, So I'm going to click new again, then browse, then using the system default the same, but this time you see I'm interested to create the template file. So under create new, I'll go for select project template. You see the same you can find, you see create new project template. Okay, and initially if you select this project template and click OK, and after adding all the settings, when you save, by default it will save as RTE format, not RVT. When you select this project, you will find RVT site, means it will save in the project format. But initially if you select project template, after adding all the required settings, the basic setting or the common setting, we cannot do all this project setting in template file, because the project setting will update when we deal with the project. But in the template file we can go for some basic or some common settings which can be used for multiple projects. So I'm selecting this project template and click OK. So now on screen the project template is ready to configure. Okay, so you see I use system default, so that's the reason this elevation camera, the levels will be available. Apart from this, let me add some more options, and again there are few changes again in the notes compared with the later version. You see point 1415 is okay, but here if you talk about the location, under the location you can write this location option you can find in load calculation settings, not in the manage tab. Okay, so at this level I'll ignore this point. We'll discuss this location when we deal with the load calculation. Okay, and rest of the option directly I can show you. So till point this OK twice. Let me show you. Simple. So click on the manage tab here. You know this, what are the tabs, and here is a setting panel. Under setting panel you will find project information, this icon. When you click this, you'll get the window. Under the window you see for energy analysis, here energy settings, I'm going to click edit, and now you see some options. You see ground plane level 1. So in Revit, level 1 refers to the ground floor, and here if I expand this edit, you'll find this application, and you see for example application I'm considering say school, because we are dealing with the school project. And this system we cannot set at this level, because this system will discuss when we start the project. Because for example, consider that I am creating a template file for school project. Whenever I get the school project, I can use this template file. And schematic type building. Here when I expand this building, you will find the default U values. Anyhow, will not use this U values. You will use when we link the project, the architectural building, you'll get the U values. This is just to verify. Okay, so verify level 1 and click edit and verify this building type and schematic type and click OK and OK and OK. That's it. This other options we'll discuss when we generate the report to get the information in the report. And at this level, if you're not getting the concept, it's okay, because we are not talking about the concept at this level. Just we'll talk about the settings, so that the settings will help you when we deal with the project. At the same time, we are learning how to create our own template file. That's it. Okay, so next point number 17 to 19. Okay, so as I said, you will not get the concept in the initial settings, because these settings will help you to get the idea about the software, about the locations, etc. Later when we use these settings in the project, you can understand the concept. Okay, so point number 17 to 19. So you know this Revit work on the parametric engine. If you update my demo video, if not, I'll explain now. You see Revit work on the parametric engine, means in Revit you'll find the parameters, and that parameter have link with each other and can be used at the time of design. For example, if you update one parameter, automatically the other parameter will update as per the link. For example, when you select the duct, and if you increase the velocity with the existing duct with the same flow rate, automatically the sizes will change. Or else for the duct, if you increase the flow rate, then again the velocity will affect. So it work with the equations, with the formulas, and Revit follows ASHA standard for ventilation and for calculation, and for formulas it's use Hayes-Williams formula and Darcy formula, etc. that I'll show you at the time of piping. So here you see we'll talk about the parameter. Just we'll learn how to change the location of one parameter. Later we'll also learn how to create our own required parameters, but at this level just how to update the location of one parameter. So, and the parameter you can find out here. When you click on the screen, you see the left side in the properties. When you select any component, you'll find the properties on the left side in the property window, So at present I click on the screen, this 3D this model view, and left side is the model view properties. And when you scroll down, you can find subdiscipline, and subdiscipline is what, as I said, this subdiscipline means services. And when you click this drop down, you see HVAC, lighting, plumbing, power, etc. And under the main discipline, mechanical, means you can select mechanical. Under mechanical you can go for subdiscipline HVAC, plumbing, etc. Electrical means you can go for lighting, etc. So this subdiscipline. And now the subdiscipline under what? Under this graphic group. This is a group. Under graphic group you'll find, when you scroll down, you'll find the subdiscipline. For example, I'm interested to change this location of subdiscipline from the graphic to under identity data, for example. Just to learn how to access this parameters. Okay, no concept in that. So simple, click on manage again. From the setting panel, after this project information, the next tool above is project parameter. Click this project parameter and you'll find the subdiscipline. Click modify, and now you see subdiscipline under the group graphics. Simply I'm going to change under identity data. So find out identity data. You see I'm selecting this. I'll not do any further changes. Rest of the thing is same. This is for views. Click OK and OK. When you do this, now you can notice, you see under graphics there is no subdiscipline. Subdiscipline shifted to under, you see under identity data you'll find the subdiscipline. Okay, why we did this? No reason. Just we did this to learn how to access the parameter. That's it at this level. Okay, so at this level just follow as it is from the notes. If you're not getting the concept also, it's okay. Just learn how to access the settings. These settings will help you at the time when we are dealing with the project. Okay, similarly we'll talk about the mechanical setting, and the command for mechanical setting, this ms yesterday is given. So you can access mechanical setting with the 3 ways. Directly you can type ms, you'll get the mechanical settings, or else you can follow this location, manage tab, project panel, etc. I'll show you now. Or we have one more option which is not in the notes. So very simple, you see. And this, in order to use the commands, either you need to click on the empty ribbon or in the working area. If you click somewhere here or on the tools, the commands will not work, so be careful. So I'm clicking on this working area, this model view, then type ms. You'll get the mechanical window. You see mechanical setting window. This is the first option to access mechanical setting with the command. The second option is click on the manage tabs as per the notes. From setting panel, here you'll find, you see MEP settings. Under MEP settings you can find mechanical settings. This is the second option. And the third option is very simple. Click on the system tab, which is not in the notes. You can understand this is it's not difficult. You see, click on system tab, go to any mechanical panel. You see HVAC comes under mechanical, so click this arrow, you'll get mechanical setting. And mechanical comes under mechanical again, so click this arrow, you'll get mechanical setting. Even plumbing and fitting also belongs to mechanical service. When you click this, you'll get mechanical settings. Okay, so when you click any panel right side arrow related to mechanical, you'll get the mechanical settings. This is also one shortcut. Okay, so now after accessing this mechanical setting, we'll do some settings just to get the idea how to access the settings, not detailed settings, because we are dealing with the template file. So in template file is not allowed to deal with the complete settings. The complete setting will do as per the project requirement when we use this template in the project. So at this level, just for duct settings, for rectangle or for round or for oval, whatever. I think you know, in India, in Gulf, even in US, we are not using the odd numbers in duct fabrication. We are using even numbers, right? Even in US also the same. Mostly the even number is used to fabricate the duct, right? The same, but in software you'll find all the options. You see, when I click this rectangular duct, under the duct settings, you can find out in the window, you see 3 inch, 3.5, 4.5, 5, 5.5. These are all odd numbers. Okay, so I'm not interested to use this odd number in the list. In the list means when you select the duct, you'll find in the option bar. So I don't want to see in the option bar. Plus I don't want to use at the time of duct sizing. And you'll find the inbuilt means will not use a separate duct sizer if you use Revit. Within the Revit you'll find the duct sizer. So when we use the duct sizer to size the duct, at the time also I don't want to use any odd number. So I'll deselect this odd number from the list. And this is a common setting I can do in the template file, because this is common for any project, and for different location also will follow the same. So I'm removing all odd numbers, and you see this is just an example. Even if you're not set now, we can set in the project also, but we are doing this to save the time. We are doing all these common settings so that the same file can be used in the project to save the time, and remaining all are even number. You see, after 19. Similarly, you can click this oval duct, do the same. Round duct, you can do the same, etc. In the same way for piping also, I can click this segment and sizes. I think there are some changes here. You see, pipe, under pipe setting, click sizes is given, but in the latest version, instead of sizes you'll find segment and sizes. Okay, so if you have the hard copy, or else you can write somewhere in the notes, the sizes, point number 25, the sizes changed to segment and sizes. Okay, and when you click this, at this level I'm not bothered about the material. That material we'll discuss. Just for example, for copper K, I'm not interested to use this 1 by 4 inch, or as per the notes you see 3 by 4 inch. For 3 by 4 inch it's available, so I'm deselecting this. For example, in my location this size is not available, just for example, so I'm deselecting this. So that's the software will not use at the time of pipes using pipe sizer like duct sizer, and you'll not find this size in the list also when you select the pipe physically on screen in the option bar here. Okay, if you remove from this use inside its list. Okay, and click OK. So just we learn how to access the mechanical setting. We have not done the detailed settings, that will do in the project. Okay. Similarly, we can able to access the electrical settings, but how, we'll discuss. But before this, we have one more interesting and important option: how to load the components from the library. Because when we use this project, or when we start a new project, by default you'll find limited family components. You can find out under the in the project browser under the families. You see, when I expand, you'll find 8 terminals, these options, and when I click supply, only one supply. When I click return, only one return. Exhaust, only one. Like this, when I scroll, you'll find the options. You see, under families. So these are the default components. When you open a template file or project, you'll get by default. These are the family components. But apart from this, means the software will not start with loading all the components which is available in the library. Why? Because if the software start with all the components from the library, unnecessarily the size of the file will increases. And you know this, anyhow this software is means compared to other softwares required, it's a heavy software. It's required a lot of processor, RAM, etc. Again, if you start any project with all the components, it will be a very heavy file, and it is difficult to handle. So for that reason, the software will not start with all the components. only with the basic components you'll find in the library that we can use. But how to use, for example, when I click the A terminal, here the available A terminal will be available. But if you want more apart from this, similarly, you see, when I click this system, when I click mechanical, these are the available mechanical components or mechanical equipments. But if you want more, then if you want more components, if it is not in the lab in that particular category or this element property or the type selector, we can load. How to load? Very simple. You see, point number 28 and 29 will help you how to learn how to load. And for example, we'll simply load some tick mark like hook wire tick mark, long wire tick mark. So at this level we are not bothered about this tick mark, we bother about how to load any component. Okay, for example, we'll load this tick mark so that the same tick mark we can link in the electrical settings, because the next option is electrical setting. But learn how to load for any component. Okay, and there are few changes again in the notes. Point number 29, you see electrical folder, under electrical component, electrical folders, or else you can follow the location on screen. Click on insert tab, from load from library, click load family. Okay, when you click this, by default you'll find US Imperial library files. Here you see the folders. Under the folders you'll find the list of components. For example, if I open annotation, again you'll find the subfolders. If I open mechanical, for example, you see under this architectural components related to mechanical, again MEP, you'll find the list of folders. And you see in the latest version they keep on adding the new components, so there may be some change in the location also when we access the library as per the notes. Okay, because continuously the Autodesk they are adding the new components in the versions, in the latest version. So we are dealing with the latest one, so you'll find the maximum of available 3D intelligent components. Okay, anyhow, at this level, as per the notes, go to the annotation and find out electrical. You see the same you'll find, you see annotation electrical then directly tick marks. So after electrical, you see electrical component is electrical folder. All this is not required in the latest version. Directly the tick mark folder. Okay, so you can strike this electrical component and electrical folder, and this is as per the previous version. So tick mark, so under the tick mark you can find out the hook, and you see the hook as well as long. So I am selecting hook and by holding the control key, long and open. So this tick marks. But what is exactly tick mark? Tick mark is just a symbol on the wire to identify the number of wires for one cable. But at this level we are not bothered about tick mark, that we'll discuss in the electrical module. At this level just we'll learn how to load from the family. Similarly, I'll show you one more example which is not in the notes. For your understanding, this is simple. Load family. You see, instead of the tick mark, I'll go to the mechanical. You see, under US Imperial, and you see if you want metric also, that can also be accessed. Go to the library under look in, and you can double click this metric. So this is library, metric library. The unit will be different, same component but with the different units, and some change in the appearance for some components also. So at present I bother about English, so go US Imperial, then say mechanical. I'm interested to add one AHU, so go for the MEP, then air side components. AHU comes under air side component, and you'll find AHU here. And for example, I'm interested to add one AHU, say vertical type, for example, and you can open. It will load in the respective category, and when I click the system, mechanical equipment, you see AHU comes under mechanical equipment, so it will be available in the respective category. So when I click this mechanical equipment, you can find out what we load just now. You see, just now we load AHU vertical package type, so the same is available and with the different capacities. So like this, as per the requirement, we can load and we can use in the project, because everything is not loaded. Okay, so whenever a new component is required which is not available in the drop down, when we access the particular category,
Then click on insert and then go for the load family, and you can load. And sometime it's a common error when you install the software. Many time there is a chances the library will not load. Okay, so what you do, you can open your software and you can check when you select this load family whether you're getting this folders or not, this folders, and you'll find the look in US Imperial by default and verify all these folders. If you not find any of this, if it is empty, then you need to reinstall the software to get all this libraries. Okay, so please check, not now, after the session. If you find difficulty, please reinstall that with the net connection so that it will load from the Autodesk, because many times it will not load at the time of installing the software if the speed is limited or because of some issues, I don't know exactly. So this is a common error we are getting. Okay, so next option is electrical settings. So how to access electrical setting? Again, we have multiple ways to access electrical setting. One option is given in the notes, and the shortcut, ES. Apart from this, the same like mechanical settings from mechanical panel, in the same way electrical settings from electrical panel. So first option is what? ES. You see, you'll find the electrical setting window. Second option, click on the manage tab. From the setting panel, MEP setting drop down, below mechanical you'll find electrical settings, or click on the system. You see, till the end for all the services we'll use the system tab, because in the system tab you'll find the mechanical, electrical tools. This is this tab for architectural side, this tab for structural side, etc. And these are new added steel in the latest versions. And architectural tools will use some options in mechanical also, but not all. And a structure will not use, that belongs to a structure. So as a mechanical, electrical mostly will follow this system tab. Under the system tab you'll find mechanical, electrical settings. So when you click the system tab, find out any electrical panel. You see, here is a drop down, electrical panel as per my screen resolution. If you increase the screen resolution, directly it will set like other panels. Okay, so at present it's a drop down. So when you click this electrical panel, here you'll find the arrow. Click this, you'll find the electrical settings. At this level, just I'm clicking on the wiring, and I think remember just now we load the wire type, the tick marks. The tick mark is loaded here. You see, hook is available here. So for hot, and remember in Revit, hot means face, hot wire means face wire. For face wire I'm selecting the hook wire. For ground, for example, I'm selecting circle, and for neutral say long. Okay, and in electrical model you'll get the idea why we did this. At this level we load and we'll link, and we learn how to access electrical setting. That's it, and not completely, just we learn this wiring option, but remaining settings you'll find in module 2 when we deal with the electrical module. Okay, anyhow, Mr. Atisham, do you belongs to mechanical background or electrical?
I have it both.
Okay. Okay, basically a mechanical engineer or electrical side? Electrical. Okay, so you can able to understand this. Anyhow, with the module 2 more about this we'll discuss. And click OK. So now you see we did this electrical settings, not completely, just we learn how to access, and we did only the basic which can be done at the time of creating template file. Okay, now finally we'll go for accessing this project browser. Okay, if you want you can organize the project browser. If you want, it's not required all the time. If you want, you can arrange this project browser. You see, project browser at the left side. In that by default you'll find electrical, then mechanical, means subdisciplines, etc. So I'm interested to rearrange this if you want, not all the time. So I am creating a template file. So when I change this order for the project browser, that will be available in the template file, and that same template file I can use for multiple project. I'll get the same settings. Okay, so how to access this project browser or how to organize this project browser? But before this, if it is switch off, then how to access again? There is no default command offered by Revit. If you want, you can create your own commands, no issue. But for properties window we have command pp, but for project browser we don't have the default command. Then how to access again? So click on the view, This is not in the notes. For your information, click on the view. Again, from window panel, user interface drop down, you can access the project browser, system browser we'll discuss later. Properties, you see properties also you can switch on and off without, if you don't want to use command, you can switch on and off. And here the project browser. Okay, so you can switch on the project browser if it is off from the view panel, view tab, window panel, user interface drop down. Okay, and we have some other options also that we'll discuss later. Now in the same user interface drop down, I can click this browser organization. Okay, when you do this, you'll get the window. The present browser type is discipline. You'll find the electrical, mechanical, etc. I'm interested to change this type discipline. These are the options available, and in this type discipline also I'm interested to do some changes and these are optional. So click this edit, and as per the notes, there is again one more change after the edit, point number 35. Okay, you can add, click on grouping and sorting. After edit, point number 35, you can add, click on grouping and sorting. So quickly, if you don't have the hard copy, you can write the page number 30, point number 35. After edit, you can write this, because by default when you open in the latest version you will get the filtering, but we're interested to change this grouping and sorting. Then you can follow the notes same. First, group by, you can find in the notes sub-discipline. Okay, you see sub-discipline means I'm interested to group first with the sub-discipline, then by family and type. You see, then by family and type, and this family and type is not refers to the 3D intelligent component, because we are arranging this project browser. In the project browser, you know, you'll find the views. So this family and type is related to the views, like floor family, like ceiling family, like elevation family, etc. Means the views family, not the 3D intelligent component. Okay, then by associated levels means I'm interested to arrange with the levels. Then directly view name and ascending order. You see, view name here sort by and ascending order means with the view name like mechanical 1, mechanical 2, etc. and it should be in ascending order like 1, 2, 3, etc. just for my, as per my requirement. Then click OK, and you see when I click apply, you'll find changes on the left side in the project browser. You can notice, you see, when I click apply, now you see sub-discipline and click OK. So first we arrange sub-discipline, then by family and type, floor family, ceiling family, 3D elevation, then by associate levels, and then when I expand 1, at this level only one view, because it's a template file. When we link the 3D intelligent building, you can find the levels, means we need to create the levels as per the building. So at this level by default only 1, and it is in ascending order, start with the 1. So if you want this, you can do this arrangement. And finally, when you save this, you see, when you go for save or save as, at this level is both same, because we have not saved yet. When you save, by default we can save with only, you see, RT format. There is no option for RVT, because I think, remember, at the starting we select creating project template. Okay, so by default the software will allow you to create a template file. So I'm going to create this as RVT, the name of the template, say RVT-98. okay, under the same US Imperial, so that I can use this template for my next project. Save. And now you see I'm going to close this. Now if I start any project, I can use the template what I create just now to save the time. So go for new project. Now you see I can use this RVT-98, open. This time create new project, not template, because I'm using this template file in my project now. And what are the settings we did will be available. You see, when I type a mechanical rectangle, you see these options are not selected, odd numbers. Or you see, you can find the project browser arrangement what we did just now. Similarly, electrical settings, we did the wiring, hot wire, circle, etc. Okay, so all the settings will be available by default in the template file to save the time, and can be used in the multiple project. Okay, we use this template file in this project, the same template file can be used for next project also, because once we create the template file, can be used for multiple, can be used to insert in any project. Okay, and after completing or after adding anything in this project, now when you save, it will save as RTE format, means project file. And this we cannot use in the next file because it's a project file now. Okay, so I think you got the idea. The same like AutoCAD template and AutoCAD project file or AutoCAD drawing file. Okay, so here you see we did this exercise, and you see it is strongly recommended to practice with the class. Means what we did today, if you practice before next class, you'll not get the confusion. Why? Because as I said at the beginning, in Revit you must follow the sequence, and without the sequence it's difficult to deal with the Revit. And for the sequence, what we did in today's session, we'll use this option in the next session. Okay, like this will add up and we'll deal with the project, because in designing, you know, the sequence is required, and in Revit we are dealing with the designing, so sequencing is must. Okay, so if you practice on regular basis, that is strongly recommended. That will help you to avoid confusion, because all these options what we did we'll use in the next, and what we are doing in the next, that will be used in the next session. Okay, like this you'll find the notes in order and the project files also in order. But how to use that project file, I'll show you when we start the project. At this level we are dealing with the very basics. So I'll finish with this point 28 only, because the link project is the next topic that we'll discuss in the next session. So in the last session we discussed how to create a template file, right? So we have some more fittings, some more settings in order to start this HVAC module. So let me continue for next topic. Find out page number 30, or you can also follow on screen. So the next topic is linking project. Linking project means we are going to link 3D intelligent building, which is already prepared by the team of architect, and the same format .rvt. Okay, so that we are going to link in our project to deal with the services. For example, if you are using AutoCAD, you know XREF, external reference. That external reference file we are going to take as reference in our project to deal with the ducting, piping, etc. In the same way, in Revit we used to call link or linking project. And linking project means we are not going to link this AutoCAD architectural files. That also can be done, that also can be linked. That option also available in Revit. But if you talk about the actual procedure for Revit, we are going to link 3D intelligent building. Okay, so in order to link this 3D intelligent building, first you must get this building or get this project from architect. Okay, and that you can find in your project file folder, which I already sent to you. I believe you already download this. So how to access this? Simple. And remember, this linking project is common for all the services, not only for HVAC. So let me proceed from page number 30, point number 1. So before this, quickly how to create a shortcut for the project files. Okay, so I believe already you download this project file which I sent to you along with the notes, right? So after downloading, for example, in my system it is available on desktop under this folder here, 2000 Revit 2000. I'll copy this and I'll create a separate directly on desktop. So you see, on my system it's available in desktop. You can place in any drive, E drive, C drive, etc. After copying this, create a shortcut of this folder in Revit software, so that we can save the time, because all the time we are going to use this project file. For example, when we are dealing with the HVAC system, we'll use all this project file. How to use and the advantage of project file we'll discuss when I use this. But at this level, how to create a shortcut for this project file. Okay, so here you can find ArcLink model. So this project, this 3D intelligent building project, which is again .rvt format, I got from architect, for example, because in actual practice you must get this project, then only we can link. Okay, so here the shortcut for the folder, here you can find mechanical. So first module is HVAC, Under HVAC we are dealing with chapter 1 to 3, which is common for all the services. So I'll create a shortcut of this mechanical folder in Revit. So how to create? Simple. Open Revit, then here go for new or open. So I'm going to click this open. You'll get the window, and in this window you see already we have a shortcuts because I create in the previous batch. So I'll delete this. Now there is no mechanical folder, so I'll go to the location, for example desktop, here Revit files and mechanical. This mechanical folder I'll just drag and drop on the left side. Yes, see, we are talking about how to create a shortcut. So here is the location of this folders. So go to the location, it can be in any drive, and simply drag and drop. Drag this folder and drop here under left side and click cancel. And when you click cancel, the software will ask you to save the location. Say yes. So whenever you click open or new, you see, whenever you click open, you'll get the shortcut here for the folder. Mechanical. I'll place on the top so that we can save the time. So this means this is not must in actual practice. Here I am creating a shortcut because we are supposed to use this project file at the time of working to save time to deal with a big project within the limited time. So we are using this project file, but how exactly I'll show you when I use. But just create a shortcut so that all the time it's not required to go to the location and access that files. Okay. So in this way you can organize this project file. So first folder mechanical, later when we deal with the electrical, we'll take a shortcut of electrical, plumbing, firefighting, etc. folders. Okay. So this is option. Next step is linking project. So how to link? Very simple and important too. So I'm going to start a new project with the template. We can use our own created template, or else we can use the default template. So for example, same procedure like what we did yesterday. Go for new, wait for 2 seconds and click on project, then click browse and select this system default, then open. Then go for create new project, not template file, because we are interested to create a project now, and click OK. So I'm using the default template file in the project. Then you know this, you'll get the elevation cameras, 2 levels, etc. So 4 elevation cameras, and when I open this elevation, you'll find these 2 default levels. This 2 default level is a part of template file, not part of a link file. We have not linked that file yet. We are going to link now. Okay. So how to link? Simple. Click on insert tab. From this link panel, find out link Revit. You see, you'll find option for link CAD also, that we'll discuss in separate additional topic, and for all additional topic you'll get the video to download. Okay, so here link Revit. So I'm going to click this link Revit, then show the location or find the location of the file. So we already have a shortcut here for the folder. Click this mechanical, under this arc link model. So this project I got from the architect. And after selecting this architectural model, 3D intelligent building, here positioning should be origin to origin, because we are taking reference as 0, 0, like AutoCAD. Okay, then click open. So when you click open means, you see, we are not when you click open means actually we are not going to open, we are going to insert, because we access this window from insert tab link Revit na? So when I click open, it not mean that I am opening the file. I am going to insert that or link that file. Okay, and there is a difference between opening a file and link a file. Link a file means it will attach to your project, and it act as a single identity, and it will be in the background color and only for reference. But when you open this, then it will available with the all actual colors, with the separate identity for door, window, wall, etc. Okay, so here I'm going to link. So now the architectural model is linked to your project. How to verify this file? From the project browser, here under link Revit, you can verify. You see, arclink model.rvt. So what I link is available here. We can verify. Sometime it will detach or it will unload also. We can reload or attach from this location. Okay, if it is if it is missing, if the location, if you change the location of the file, so it will miss. So in that case we can go for right click and go for reload, or reload from if you change the location, like same like xref in AutoCAD. Okay, so now after linking the file, the first step is we'll adjust this 4 elevation cameras. Why? Because this 4 elevation camera means the 4 side elevation. If you want, we can add multiple elevation cameras also, but by default from the system default template file we have this 4 elevation cameras. If you want more cameras, then click on the view from this 3D view. Oh, sorry, my mistake. From this create panel elevation drop down, we can add our own elevation cameras with different directions. Okay, but I'm interested to place this 4 only. Later if you want, we can add 4 more cameras. That means cameras, elevation camera means you'll get the elevation view. Okay, but how, I'll show you. So first camera, select this square. You see we have the option, when you double click this triangle on this elevation camera, let me show you what will happen. The elevation will open, the elevation view will open, you see, and type WT, tile window. Left side is elevation, right side is plan. So just now I double click this side elevation, means you are standing here and seeing this side, and that this side view is available here. Similarly, if I double click this triangle, this side, you can find the elevation of this side. I think you're getting my point, right? So remember, in order to open the elevation, double click on this triangle, but in order to edit this elevation camera, or if in order to move this elevation camera, click on the square. So don't get confused. Square, when you click on the square, you can able to move. When you double click on this triangle, the elevation will open. Okay, so I'm interested to move this, so I'm going to close this view. So now let me move and rearrange this camera. So how to move? Select on this square. By default you'll get the move icon. You see, you can find this 4 arrows. So click on in between this square and hold the left click of mouse and move. You can try this, not a big deal. Similarly, this camera, somewhere there is no exact position, you can place somewhere here, so it will capture the complete this side area, both the side unlimited. Okay, similarly this camera I'm going to place and move here, then this side. So this was first step. The next step is room bonding. Here room bonding, page number 31. Room bonding is a technical step, and with the room bonding the software can create the wall, roof, door, window as a single boundary. For what? So that we can create the spaces. And why we are creating the spaces? To deal with the load calculation, to deal with the lux calculation for lighting, etc. And after creating the space only, the software can extract the area or volume for particular room. So this room bonding is a technical parameter. So how to proceed? I'll show you. Simple. And you see, when you click anywhere here, the whole building will select, or the on screen the whole view selected. And similarly, if I open the 3D view of this, what we link, you see, this is the project what we link. In that you'll find number of floors and type WT. So right side is one make, means this is ground floor. Like this you'll find first floor, but second floor view is not available, will create, because by default you'll get level 1 and level 2, because only 2 views from the default template file. But if the building is of 10 floor, will create all other views. But how to create is the next step. But before this, room bonding. And you see, when you click any of the view, you can notice the whole building is selected. Why? Because it's a link file. It's not this project is not open in the open state, it is in the link state. Okay, so link state means act as a single object. It can be a 10 floor building, 20 floor building. When you select any view, all the building means complete building will select, because it's act as a single object. Okay, so for room bonding, click on any view, the whole building will select. Then go for edit type here on the left side of the screen. Then room bonding, you can select this and click OK. So you'll not find any physical change on screen, but inside the software will create the boundaries for all these rooms, so that we can create the spaces. How to create the space, we have a separate topic we'll discuss before load calculation. But if you not create this room bonding, we cannot think for creating the spaces, and without spaces, no calculation of room area and volume. So no area and volume means no load calculation. Okay. Next, as I said, we'll add the levels. So on screen we have only level 1 and level 2, first ground floor and first floor, but this building is of ground floor, first floor and second floor. How exactly? If I open any elevation, you can verify. For example, and this is your project only. When I zoom here, you see 0 level means ground floor, this is first floor, second floor, and on that roof and parapet wall. Okay, so this building is of G+2, ground floor, first floor and second floor. So you can find out level 1 and level 2 in this views. For example, if I talk about HVAC, level 1 and level 2 means ground floor plan. When you see ground floor plan is available on the right side, and when I double click this is a first floor plan. It's a plan view. It not mean that it's a separate file, it's a view of the same project. So for one project we have multiple views, not multiple files. Okay, so this level 2 means first floor, level 1 is ground floor of this building only. And when I zoom this, when I open level 2 means we are seeing above up to this level. If I open level 1 means ground floor, we are seeing from above up to this level. I think you're getting my point. So all these views belongs to one building. These are not separate files like AutoCAD. Okay, so we are dealing with the multiple views of the same building. Okay, same you see in mechanical you'll find 1 mech, 2 mech, even in electrical or plumbing you'll find one plumbing, 2 plumbing. So 1 means ground floor, 2 means first floor of the same area. So this 1 2 is same, and this 1 2 also same location, but views are multiple to avoid confusion at the time of working. Okay, but the more about this you'll get, don't worry, let me show you how to add your own level, because in this building we have second floor and the roof also. Okay, means we require the roof plan and the second floor plan, so it's not available. We'll create now, and by default we are getting 1 and 2 because of template file. Okay, so how to create the new level? And you see, creating new level means for to create the plan view also. Okay, so at the time when we're creating the level, we'll also create the floor plan view, and without floor plan view we cannot deal with the planning of the services, right? So here on screen, page number 31, adding levels. So to add the level, let me open any elevation, because level we can access from the elevation. So for example, I'm going to open elevation which is north mech. We can open north electrical also, but generally the default views will create in HVAC service, then will duplicate for other services. How exactly? Here, and the command you can find out level is for level is LL. So you can follow on screen from point number 14. So let me open this north mech for example, and when I zoom here, you see you can find entry level 0 to floor means first floor level, second floor level, roof level and parapet level. So when I try to click any of this left side level, the whole building is selected, means all this level belongs to link file. But when I zoom on the right side, you see level 1 I can select individually, level 2 also I can select individually, because this 2 level is not a part of link file, it's a part of the template file, means it's a part of our project. Okay, so like this we are interested to create other levels, and with the levels we'll get the floor plan view. When we create the level, means it's like we are creating a section so that we can get that floor plan of that area. Getting a point? Anyhow, let me show you this. But before this, you see level 1 is 0, match with the entry level, but 0 to floor is 12 feet as per our project, but this default level is a 10 feet. So first we'll match this. So how to match? Very simple. Double click on this 10 feet and enter 12 feet, automatically it will adjust. Now this level 2 floor plan with the level of 12 feet. Okay, for all the views. Now level 3 and roof plan. How to create? Simple. Click on architectural tab. From this datum panel here you can find the tool level, or else the command is LL. So click on this tool, then here in the option bar make sure that make plan view selected. Suppose if you not select this and if you create this level, what will happen? The level will create in the section, but there will be no plan view for that level. Okay, means floor plan view. So we are interested to create the floor plan view also, no? So make sure that make plan view selected. And what type of plan view? Floor and ceiling. Floor means above level, ceiling means below level. The views. Floor means, for example, you see 03 is a floor level, means we are seeing from the top and you can find up to this floor. Ceiling level means this one, means up below this also you can find. If there is a false ceiling, we can see up to the false ceiling. So I'm interested to create ceiling plan as well as floor plan. When I create what the level, so make sure that this option is selected and click plan view and select the type, and offset is 0. Why? Because directly we can copy here. So now you see, go just take the cursor close to 03 floor, so it will catch like OSNAP in AutoCAD. Then click and drag and align with this. And now you can notice here in the project browser you can find mechanical 3. Mechanical 3 nothing but level 3, means second floor plan. And the same you will find in the ceiling plan also. You see mechanical 3 under ceiling plan, but the ceiling plan is showing under unknown category and the floor plan is showing under the floor plan category. So we can shift this ceiling category under this ceiling plan later. Let me complete this roof plan also. For the roof also same procedure. Level, make sure that this ceiling and floor is selected, then click on this and drag and drop or align this. And now you can notice mechanical 4 nothing but this roof plan is created, and in ceiling also is created but under unknown category. So we'll categorize this. So how to shift this mechanical 3 and mechanical 4 under this category ceiling plan? Simple. So remember, this option is important. I'm going to select this mechanical 3 and holding the control key and selecting this mechanical 4. 1 minute. This 2 is selected. Then in the properties, what you do here at this level, subdiscipline, I'm selecting the subdiscipline means service. So this I want to see under HVAC service. So in the properties for subdiscipline, select HVAC and apply. Now you can notice under HVAC, under ceiling plan, this mechanical 3 and mechanical 4 is shifted, right? So at this level, remember subdiscipline in properties. Later we'll talk about view classification, main discipline, etc. Step by step. So simply I shift the new views in the respective location. Because to avoid confusion, because if all the new views in the unknown category means that will create a lot of confusion. And now you see the name 1 mech, 2 mech, here mechanical 3, mechanical 4. We can rename this. But before this, when I double click this mechanical 3, you'll find the floor plan of this level. You see, double click. Now the floor plan is created of what level? Of, I'll close this 1 mech, then WT. So left side is mechanical 3 means this level, means we are seeing from the top up to this level, and we'll get this floor plan. Okay. Similarly, if I double click this mechanical 3 under ceiling plan, you see, type WT. Okay, both this is a floor plan and here is a ceiling plan. And when I zoom, can you find this false ceiling? Grid false ceiling. So this view is below the slab level up to the false ceiling. Anyhow, the more about this we'll discuss. Let me rename this options. How to rename? We can rename from here, or else we can rename from here also. So here on screen we already adjust this 10 feet to 12 feet at the beginning only. You see, level 2, level 3, level 4. So I'm going to rename this as level 3. Select, double click this and type as level space 3, and the software will ask you to rename the corresponding floor and ceiling plan also. If you click yes, what will happen? This mechanical 3 and this mechanical 3 under floor and ceiling will also rename, but we'll rename this as separate name. This should be 3 mech, this should be 3 ceiling mech. So I'll click no. So if I click no, only the level name will change, not the respective floor and ceiling plan. You see, these things are common for all the services, so be careful. Next, similarly, double click. This is what level 4. Again no, and here on the left side in the project browser, I'll rename this. First, let me copy this just to save time. Then I'm going to rename this as paste, and instead of 2 I'll change this to 3. Then this is what this should be 4 mech, right? Or we can write roof. And again in ceiling, let me copy this just to save time. Then right click, rename, Control V, and this should be what, 3, and this should be 4, or the roof. Okay. And now once you copy, for example, assume that this is a 10 floor building. If it is a 10 floor building, you must complete all the levels and the floor plan for all 10 floors in one view first. And after completing this, we can duplicate from this, like we can duplicate this 3 and 4 and put under electrical, plumbing, firefighting, etc. Okay, because we required this view in other services also. So duplicating views means it not mean that it's a separate files, multiple views of the same area. If I copy or if I create a duplicate of this 3 mech, say to 10 times, so all 10 views is belongs to level 3 means second floor plan only. Only the views are multiple to avoid confusion at the time working and for printouts. But the location and the original views, original location is only one, because we are dealing with the BIM concept. This Revit work on BIM concept, and BIM concept we have only single database. Okay. Anyhow, the more about this views you'll get the chance to learn even in module 4 in between also. So one example I'll show you, which is not in the notes, how to copy and how to duplicate and put under the new category. New category means it is under mechanical, na? The same 3, 4 ceiling, floor and ceiling we also required in plumbing or in electrical. For example, in electrical, for electrical service. So how to, and when you check this electrical, for example, you see under electrical lighting 1, 2 in floor and 1, 2 in ceiling. We required 3 and 4 for floor as well as ceiling for electrical also. So again, we'll not create the views and the levels. Once we create, we'll duplicate and put under the respective category. How? One example I'll show you. For example, 3 mech, right click, go for duplicate view and duplicate. These options we'll discuss later. At this level, only duplicate. So I'll get the duplicate of this view. Then I'm interested to put this under a lighting. Later we'll rename. Similarly, right click, duplicate this level 4 also. Now this 3 mech copy and 4 mech copy, I'll send, or I'll change the location to electrical. How? Select this 3 mech copy and hold the control key, select 4 mech copy. In the properties, first you see discipline is mechanical and this is lock. Why is lock? Because it is linked with the view template. What is view template? We have a topic. At this level, quickly I'm going to change. Just try to get this information, but don't worry if you're not getting no issue. We have a separate topic of this. Just I'm giving the idea, and this point is not in the notes. We have a topic for this. Just I'm giving the idea to understand the concept, and I create this view template none. Now it is possible to change. You see, now the discipline I am changing to electrical first, then apply. When you click apply, now you see it is not available here, it is shifted under electrical. But you see the subcategory is HVAC only, because I change only the discipline, not the subdiscipline. So what I'll do is, still it is selected in the properties, I'll change the subdiscipline to lighting, then apply. Now you see under electrical, under lighting 3 and 4. Now we can rename this as 3 lighting, this as 4 lighting. In the same way, for ceiling plan also we can duplicate and change the discipline and subdiscipline. If required, view classification also, that we'll discuss later. Getting my point? So these are all preparation for the project. Before starting any service, we need to create these views, floor plan, ceiling plan, etc. Because without this floor and ceiling plan, we cannot think for planning of the services. Okay. By default you'll get only 2 floor and ceiling plan as per the template file. Remaining you must create before starting any service. Next, after this we have one more topic to discuss to complete this file. Monitoring. We have 3 more options. Next topic is monitoring the architectural level. Monitoring is for coordination. So just now we learned how to create the new level from the existing of the link file. So in the link file already you find the levels, and we learn how to create or how to copy that level from the existing. Now what we'll do, the copy level and the original level from the link file will put under monitoring, means for coordination. So how to put this under monitoring? Very simple option. I'll show you. So open any elevation, for example say North Mech, for example, because all the levels we can access in the elevation view now. And now when I zoom, left side is the original levels and right side is a copied level. And right side levels we can individually copy, select 1 2 3 4, but left side if you click on any of this, the whole building will select, because all this left side level is belongs to link file. So now we'll create a link between this level 1 and entry level, level 2 and the 02, level 3 and 03, and level 4 with the roof. We'll create a link that is called monitoring for coordination. Why? Because at the time of designing, if the architect or if the architectural department, if they change any level of any floor, you'll get the information. So according to that we can change the level of services at the time of design stage, because you know this, for big project till the end you will find some changes, right, even from the architectural side also. Okay, so if any changes in level especially, and you know the importance of levels, because if the architect change the level of any slab, it will affect to all the level of all the services, right? You know the importance of levels on site or even in design also. So for coordination we'll put this level under monitoring. How? Simple. Zoom out first and make sure that when you take this cursor close to this building, you can able to see the blue color. It can be any color, because at present in my system the blue color is the default for pre-selection. You see this color is called pre-selection, and when I click, the selection color also blue in my system what I set, but we can change quickly. I'll change this to avoid confusion. Later I'll show you how to change these colors. We have a separate topic. At this level, suppose selection color I'm changing to red, pre-selection is blue. So now you see pre-selection, when you take the cursor close to the object, if you get the blue color means pre-selection, and when you click it's a selection. So if it is zoom in like this, you cannot see the pre-selection color. So first you zoom out to avoid confusion and make sure that the pre-selection colors are visible. Then we can go for monitoring. So how to deal with the monitoring? Click on collaborate tab. From this coordinate panel, copy monitor drop down, go for select link and click anywhere here in the building. Means I'm going to select this link. Selecting link means I'm selecting all this original levels. So click anywhere, it will select, and you'll get the option tools, tool panel. Under this, click on this monitor, then zoom, select level 1, click on level 1, and parallelly click on entry level. You can find this symbol for monitoring. Now this level 1 and entry level in under coordination, means under monitoring. Next, level 2 continuation. Don't click finish, continue. Level 2, then 02 floor, you can find this symbol. Level 3 and 03, you can find this symbol. Same way level 4 and this, you'll find this. Then after completing, for example, if it is a 10 floor building, complete for all the floors, then finally click finish. Now all this level under monitoring. How to verify this? You can select with the cross polygon selection, and you can verify this symbol. You see all these levels are under monitoring, right? So in this way you can monitor. So now for example, if the level changed by the architect, because we are using this file as a link file na? So they can open and they can update. If they change the level, you'll get the message. But at this level I cannot show you because I'm not using with the intranet. and parallelly I don't have a system now to open that file and do changes and save. But in actual practice, all the system is connected with the internet and it's linked with the server. So if the architect open this file, you see in our project this file is a link, but the architect can open that file, and if they change any level, you will get the message, coordination message. So I cannot show you now, but I can show you if you change from your side. You see, if the level is changed from the architect, will get the message, or by mistake if you change this level, the copy level, you will get the coordination alert message. For example, this 24, by mistake if I change this to 26 feet, you will get the message coordination alert, monitor alert, level moved to 2 feet. The same message you will get if the architect change the level, and if they change means according to that architectural building building level, you need to update your services, right? So let me update this back to 4 feet, 24 feet. Okay, so after monitoring, we have two more very important options to discuss. And this is again common for all the services. The option is called VG, visibility graphics. Visibility graphics, for learning point of view, we can consider like layers. In AutoCAD we have layers. Just for example, VG is means you'll find number of options in that to show or hide the component, services, etc. Just for example, to get the concept, I am comparing this with the layers in AutoCAD. In AutoCAD, when we create the levels for drawing, and after using that layers for different components, if you want to switch off that particular component, we can switch off that layer, right? In the same way in Revit, we can use VG, visibility graphics, to show or hide the components, the services, etc. For example, if you're working for HVAC service, you don't want to see the electrical panels, you don't want to see the electrical components. So electrical component we can switch off using VG, but we cannot delete. Why? Because all this services, everything in one project. So we are not allowed to delete any component. If you delete any component from any view, it will delete from the project. But we can hide to avoid confusion, and whenever for coordination point of view is required, we can switch on. For example, before placing the diffuser, you must check the location of light fixtures, and you know this, you must wait to place the diffuser till the completion of light fixture arrangement. So if the light fixture arrangement is done in the project, but we are dealing with the HVAC view, for example, you know there's different views, or mechanical HVAC floor plan view, in that the light fixture is not visible because in VG will switch off. But for coordination, before placing the diffuser, you must know the location of light fixture. So what we'll do, we'll type VG and we'll switch on the light fixtures, so that you can find the position of the light fixture. According to that, we can arrange the diffuser. So VG is to show the components, is to hide the component. Hide the component to avoid confusion, show the component for coordination. And at the end, for installation, we require the separate layout for ducting, separate for piping, separate for equipment, separate for lighting, etc. In that case also, VG will be very useful, because we'll hide the unnecessary things, components, before taking the print for the required service. So I think you got the importance of visibility graphics, VG. Now I'll show you how to use this. Very simple. You see the command is VG, or else we can get this from view tab, from graphic panel, visibility graphics, or simply type VG is the command, and now you'll find the window. So don't get panic with all these options. Till the end, for all the services we'll use this, and the concept is simple. We can hide or show the options. Suppose if you don't want to see the doors, we can hide these doors. If you don't want to see the windows or the walls or the building, we can switch off all that, for example, as per the requirement. But now at this level, I'm interested to switch off the level, original level, because we already copied the level, na? So to avoid confusion, I want to hide this level. We cannot delete this. You don't have permission to delete, and even we cannot delete because a part of link file. Okay, so we cannot delete this. Even if you can delete, it's not allowed to delete because it belongs to other service, means the civil side, means architectural side. So how to hide this? And you see this left side level is a part of what? Link file. So in the VG, find out Revit links. Here we'll talk about these options also, but at this level we are interested to hide this level which is belongs to link file. So find out the tab called link Revit, and remember this tab will appear only if there is any link file in the project. If there is no link in file in the project, means this you will not find this option. So that also reason you must follow the order. Suppose if without linking that file, if you type VG and if you are trying to find out this link Revit tab, you will not get this tab, because automatically the software will change the appearance as per the project condition. Okay, so first link that file, then only you can, when you type VG, you will get this option or this tab Revit links. So click this Revit link and click by host view. You'll get the window. In this window I'm going to click custom. Custom is to customize for changes, and the levels comes under which category? Remember, levels, text, dimensions, nodes, etc. all comes under annotation category. So you must know this category. Anyhow, when we use this project, when we deal with the software, you'll get the idea. And all model components comes under model category. So level comes under annotation category. So click annotation category. Again click custom. Then only you can able to change this option. And in the list, find out levels. Type L. You see all the options related to L is available here. So I'm going to hide this, like switching off the layer. Then click OK and OK. Now you see the level, the original level is hidden. It's not deleted. We just hide. Okay. Now after that we can rearrange this. Right. Now in the same way, I don't want to see these trees also, and I don't want to see this you see this footings and all, which is not required for the services. So you can type VG and you can switch off. But if you want the same visibility setting for the other view, for example, if I open this level 1 floor plan, and in this level 1 floor plan also I don't want to see these trees and all option, which what I set in the section view. So again I can type VG and I can hide all these options, because remember, or if you want you can make a note of this. This is an important point. You can write visibility graphics in bracket VG, visibility graphics in bracket VG is limited to current view. Current view means when we set the visibility setting for this elevation view, means is limited to elevation. It will not change the plan view. Okay, so VG is limited to the current view only. So when I activate this on screen, the current view is what? Not make elevation. So when I type VG, the visibility setting will change for the current view, not to the other views. But I want the same setting for other views, then again I need to type VG and do the settings now. So here we have one more option to save the time. The next option, the advance of VG, is view template. Okay, getting my point. So view template is a set of visibility and will create with the name, and that can be applied for any view as per requirement to save the time. Okay, so here in page number 34 you can write view template in bracket set of visibility. This, don't get confused, this is not view template. View template sorry, this is not template file. Template file, what we learned yesterday, what we learned, that was template file consists of the settings used in the project. But this is called view template, not the template file. Template file is different, it's a separate file. But view template is a set of visibility with a particular name within the project only. So view template in bracket you can write set of visibility or set of VG, visibility graphics. So to save time, we can create our own view template. How to create, I'll show you now. So in order to create the view template, the shortcut, you see, one more point, how to verify the current view on the screen in the project browser. You see, current view always show with the bold letters. Can you see the difference between the thickness of the font? Not make with the bold letters, na? It means the current view. For example, if I click on this 3 meg copy, this will be, you see, the active view will show in the bold letters. Okay, so we can verify like this. So the current view is North Meg. So in order to create the view template, we have a shortcut, right click, you see apply, create view template. This is one option. Or as the actual view is click on view tab, from the graphic panel, view template drop down, create template from current view. Click this and name, for example, this view template I'm going to create for mechanical service, so mech view for example. Click OK. You'll get this view new view template in the list. All other view template is a default from the software. That also will use, but at present let me show you how to create. So when you see the new view template is available, now we'll configure the settings. And at this level I'm going to hide this tree, this base, this footings, etc. For what? Again for the link file, right? The settings for the link file na? So on the right side under this edit, find out the link file option. You see VG overwrite RVT links. Later we can update this model, annotation, etc. This option related to the project, but in the project we have not had anything yet. So we are interested to change the visibility or create the view template for that link file, for the link file visibility. So find out RVT link and click edit. You'll get the VG only, same. Then custom. Then here I'm going to hide what? Under model category. Again click custom, and I'm interested to hide, say, parking. I don't want to see the parking. I don't want to see the plant. I don't want to see this roads, site, and the landscaping topography. Okay, I hide all this. If you want, you can hide other options also. Just for example, click OK and OK and OK. You see, you'll not find any change on screen because just now we create the view template. Now we'll apply. How to apply? And again, two ways: right click, shortcut, apply template, or else click on the view tab, from the graphic panel, view template drop down, apply, and from the list we can select. So in the list is available. Now you see when I click OK, you can notice the plants are not visible, the footings are not visible, etc. This can be done with the VG also. Then why the use of view template? Now the same setting, if you want for any other view, we can use that view template to save the time. So this is the advantage of VG view template. How? I'll show you. Now you see the current view is one mech copy now, or else I'll open one mech. In this also I want to apply the same visibility settings. So right click, apply, select the same. If not available in the list, go for all, one mech view, click OK. Now you see the plants and all is hidden. In the same way, if you want the same setting for any other view, say 3D view, in the 3D view of which is in mechanical, you can find the site, road, parking, etc. I don't want to see all this. So right click, apply, or else from here apply, then same view template, click OK. You see the settings what we add will apply here in this view to save the time. So view template is a VG only, it's a set of visibility to save the time, and the same setting if you want you can apply for any view using that same view template. Okay. In today's session, we'll discuss about system settings. System settings means project settings. We have two types of settings. One is software setting, we can call system settings, and the other is a project settings. Okay, project setting is related to project and is not same for other project. But if you talk about system setting, means software setting, once you set that software setting will be same for all the project. Simple, and we can also call as general settings. For example, if I want to change the background color, or if I want to change the selection color, pre-selection color, file locations, and just now we learn this how to make the default content, all comes under this system settings. Okay, so it's not lengthy and it's not required to update this setting all the time when it's required. For example, if I relate this with AutoCAD, you know AutoCAD, in AutoCAD we have OP. In Revit we have this system settings or the software settings, and this setting is not required to update or set all the time. Once you set, will be same for all the project, and if required as per the user. If you want to customize as per your requirement, then only we can access, or else will not disturb this. Okay, so you can find this software settings or the system setting in page number 30 from 35. You see here, modifying system settings, and system setting means the software settings, it's not project settings. Okay, so here I have not highlighted because these are all general things. Quickly I'll show you on screen, you'll get the idea. Okay, so I'll start first with the background color. For example, let me open one existing file, and you know how to create a shortcut of this. So I'm going to open in an existing file, for example say piping 08, just to show these options. For example, here you can find out the background color is white. I'm interested to change this to black or blue or any other color. Till 2015 version, till 2012 version, the background color option was only black or white, but from 2013 onwards we can select any color from the list. So how to access this option bar or this settings in Revit? Click on this file menu. File menu means in software you'll find this as application menu. You know this application menu means you'll get this icon, right? So when you get this icon in the notes, it means we are talking about file menu, or technically it's a application menu. Okay, so click on the application menu. You know this, I already explained at the beginning. Whenever you get this icon, consider this as file menu, nothing but application menu. And when you click this, you'll get the option here. How exactly? Simple. Click on this file menu, then here you'll find the options. When you click this options, you'll get that window. In this window you'll find the list of options on the left side. So let me start with the general, and you see all these options also not required all the time. For example, if you talk about AutoCAD again, in options OP will not set all this settings now, will setting only the limited as per the requirement. Similarly, I'll show you the limited option which is commonly used in the software settings. Okay, so here when you click this general tab or the general option here left side, on the right side you'll find, you see, save reminder interval. But before this, quickly the background and the color selection, because most commonly will do change in this. So click on this graphics, and here you can find the background color default is white. So I'm interested to change to for example black, then click OK. Now you see the background color is black. If you're comfortable with the color, you can go with this. Okay, like black color means like working with the model or space. Similarly, you see, when I open any plan view, say level 1, when I take the cursor close to this, you can find the border color is what? Blue, right? So this is called pre-selection color. And when I click on anywhere, and since it's a link file, so it's act as a single object. You see, when I click, it's showing red color. So red color is what? Selection color. So we have two options, pre-selection and selection color. Plus we have error color also. In case of any error, any disconnection in pipe or something, we have this color for error too, that you'll get when we deal with the errors. But here at this level, pre-selection color, and when you click, this is selection color. Okay, so here click on this file options, again go to graphics. Here you see selection color is red. For example, I am changing the selection color to say blue, and pre-selection color say magenta, for example. And you see alert color is like orange, and calculation is cyan. So at this level I am showing this two options, selection and pre-selection. So selection is blue and pre-selection is magenta. Click OK. Now you see pre-selection is now is magenta and selection is blue. Background color you can select any. For example, I'm selecting black, and you see selection color is blue, pre-selection is magenta, for example. So now the selection is pre-selection is magenta and selection is what? Blue. And apart from this, can you find the layer of color here? the blue color with the transparent type. So this option is called pre-selection. So now you see this is semi-transparent option. When I zoom here, you can find the transparent color, okay, and you can find the units behind this. So this is called pre-selection. I'll show you. You see, let me just remove this pre-selection color. When I remove, you'll find, you see, at present selected. When I click OK, now still it is selected because a blue color, but there is no semi-transparent option, okay. And again, when you see pre-selection, then selection. So selection now with a blue color, but there is no background color, so there is no semi-transparent option. But when I activate the semi-transparent option, you'll get it will show you the single object with the you see, like this. So generally this semi-transparent option will create confusion. So in actual practice, we'll switch off this. If you want, you can switch on. Is all related to appearance. So I'll switch off this. Then background color, again I'm changing to white, okay. So these are some options related to the graphics. In the same way, we have some more options to discuss in the options. So go to the options again, and here you see in general tab on the right side, you'll find first option, save reminder interval. In Revit we don't have auto save option like in AutoCAD or MS Office. In AutoCAD, when you set auto save, say 15 minutes or 10 minutes, automatically after 10 or 15 minutes the file will save automatically. But here in Revit, you'll get the reminder to save or not. Suppose if I set the reminder 15 minutes, at every 15 minutes at the time of working with the Revit software, you'll get the reminder whether you want to save your work or not. If you say yes, it will save, or else no. So there is no directly auto save option. This is before that you'll get the reminder, okay. But at this level I'm selecting no reminder because we are learning, so it will create it will create disturbance in between. At every 15 minutes or 30 minutes you'll get the reminder option, so this will create disturbance in learning. But in actual practice, you can set as per your requirement. Similarly, the next option is synchronize with central reminder interval. This option is to update your work with the central file. So I think remember in the last class we discussed we are dealing with the project and all the user file link with the central file, and how to deal with the central file also we have a separate topic. But at this level, central file means the file which will be available in the server, and all the user file with the user system is connected with that. And if the user one adding some components, for example as a mechanical you are adding diffusers, and after say 30 minutes you are going to synchronize with the central, for example, again you'll get the reminder when you click when you accept that and click synchronize, it will update, your work will update in the central file. And after suppose 15 minutes, again user to add electrical light fixtures and they update in the server, so they will also get the information what we update, okay. And suppose after some time again user one adds some equipments and synchronize with the server, so what information available from other user in the central file will also update in user one, and user one information will update to the central file. So that's the reason we used to call synchronize, not update, okay. So anyhow, we have a separate topic for this. At this level, just set the reminder when you want to get the reminder to update your work to the central file. So at this level again I'm selecting no reminder because to avoid confusion, because we are learning, so at the time of learning you will get these messages if you select this time, but in actual practice set as per your requirement, okay. Next, username. This is also important. Anyhow, username automatically the software will catch as per the system user, and system user will all assigned by IT people, and this username and all is important to the design manager to assign the permission to work sets, etc. Okay, so at this level just remember username also important, but how to use this is the next level. Next, similarly we have this user interface, the next option. In the user interface you'll find all this tabs. You see architectural tab, structural tab, system tab, etc. For example, if you don't want to see this architectural and system structural tab, we can remove from this. You see, when I remove this, click OK. Now you can notice the software start from the system tab. The architectural and structural tab is not visible. So in interview also they may wantedly remove these options, so that they will check whether you can able to activate or not. So again, go to this options, then or else they are using with their own settings, and suppose at the time of working with the mechanical settings we required this architectural tab also to use some tools like levels, and if the architectural tabs are if not visible, then if you know commands, okay, you can use commands, but if you don't know commands, then it will be difficult. So go for user interface, then you can activate this, but structural is not required. But anyhow, I'm using the default option, so you can switch on and off the visibility of the tabs from this user interface. Okay. Next, directly I'll jump to this file locations. This is important. You see, these are the default location for the template, construction template, architectural template, etc. When you install the software, by default the software will set all this location in the C drive, program file, etc. But in actual practice, if you want to change the location of these files, you can click on this and click browse, and you can set your own location for the templates. By default, you see the template location is US Imperial, and US Imperial comes under this template, then RVT 2020, then Autodesk, etc. These are location. But if you want to set your own location, for example, all the template file in one drive of your system, you can set the location. So whenever you click a new file or whenever you click the new file and you want to access the template file, by default you'll get the set location. Anyhow, will not disturb this at this level, but if you want, you can set your own locations. Plus one more important here, places. But before you see default location for the project, when you save, whenever you click save, by default you'll get the document location. If you want, again you can set your own drives or own location. Similarly for template file from where you want to access, then you see root path for point clouds. So if you are dealing with the cloud computing, so if the server is not the local server, if it is a cloud server, I think you know what is cloud server. Means the server not in the office, it's somewhere. The consultant purchased that space from some provider, and that space used to upload all this file, and they can access from anywhere. Okay, like cloud computing. So it's a cloud server. So you need to set this. Anyhow, all this will set by the IT people if you're working a consultant. If you're working with a single system, then you can set with your own. Then here one important point, here places. When you click this places, these are the location for the default library files, and most of the time you may find the problem with this library file also. When you click insert, you may not get the required folder or location. In that we can set again. You see the default location is set by the software at the time of installation, but sometimes if it is not set, then click this and browse and show the location of that library, so that whenever you click insert and load from library, you'll get this default location. So if you have your own content library, then you can assign this location. So when you click insert, you'll get this location. Okay, or sometime we'll set this to default if not set by the software. Okay, so these are some options related to these options in software or software settings. Okay, and apart from this, when you click this view, when you click this annotate, you'll get this dimension option, or when you click this manage tab, here snap settings like AutoCAD. You can set all these options as per the requirement, the default, or you can set this in the template file also. Okay, so these are some system settings, and when you set, will be same for all the project. Okay, it's not project settings. So if required, you can set this before starting your project, or when you install this software first time, you can customize this as per your requirement to proceed. Okay, so these are some system setting. You can try this. Now with this information we are ready to start module 1 HVAC. What we did till now is common for all the services. Now we are dealing with the we are going to deal with the you see mechanical system, creating a mechanical system. In that, first HVAC, and module 1 I'm considering is HVAC, and 2 electrical, and module 3 is combined plumbing and firefighting, and module 4 is detailing, documentation, annotation plus families, creating, working with the 3D intelligent component, which is common for all the services. Okay, and if you compare this module 1 2 3 and 4, module 1 and 4 is lengthy. Module 2 is electrical, is not that much lengthy like module 1, and 3 is combined plumbing firefighting. Even the combined plumbing firefighting is not lengthy like HVAC module. So anyhow in MEP services HVAC is a major and the big service. So this module 1 I divide into 3 sections or 3 parts. You see, part 1 I'm considering load calculation, and part 2 in part 2 you will find 8 systems like ducting, AHUs, A terminals, etc. And in part 3 we'll discuss or we'll deal with chill water or hot water piping system. Okay, so I divide this module 1 into 3 sections. So in today's session, let me start this module 1 part 1 load calculation. Okay, and so you see, before starting with the load calculation you must know about the building, like location, like number of floors, like different space, etc. So you must do the building survey. Without building survey, you cannot think to deal with designing of any service, right? So here's some points related to building survey for load calculation. So what I'll do before starting this HVAC module 1 load part 1 load calculation, let me open the building of means project of your building of your project. Then we'll just verify these points. Okay, you see, at the time of working we are going to link the 3D intelligent building, but in order to deal with the building survey we can open that file. Okay, this to study, and when you open the file, make sure that you are not going to disturb or delete any components, and you are not supposed to do that. Okay, because that not belongs to your service. So here I'm going to open this simply. You see, at this level when I click here, it's a link file, right? And how we can verify, because when you click this, it's act as a single object, and in the project browser also when you scroll you can find it's a link file, right? So what I'll do, I'm going to close this file, and now I'm going to directly open this 3D intelligent building. And how I got this? From the architect, this, right? So without getting this 3D intelligent building from architect we cannot deal with the services. We have alternate option also. If the architect is not using the Revit software and they are not dealing with the building in Revit software, still they are using say AutoCAD, and they are offering this AutoCAD means Revit architectural files in AutoCAD format, .dwg format. So that also can be linked in Revit, that also option. But you see, if you use the CAD file, architectural CAD file to link in Revit, there are some limitation to use or to deal with the project. Means we cannot think for load calculation if you link CAD file, means architectural CAD file, if you link in Revit, because that is only a line diagram na? That can be used for reference for ducting, piping, etc. But we cannot think for load calculation because there is no wall, there is no window. There is wall window only in the drawing, but there is no components of the wall, of door, window, etc. So software cannot find out the U values, and the software cannot find out the area, etc. So you cannot think for load calculation if you import this architectural as CAD file. Okay, but if you import the 3D intelligent building, this by architect, then the 3D intelligent building have the wall, window, roof, slab, etc. with the properties like actual. Suppose the wall with the U value, wall with the thickness, so that the software can use that U value, and I think you know what is U, overall coefficient of heat transfer, so that the software can calculate, and the software can calculate the area, and automatically the orientation it will catch, because the 3D intelligent building with the actual orientation, with the actual location also will set. So if you are not using this RVT, means 3D intelligent building file in the project for services, we cannot deal with the load calculation, but we can go for ducting, piping, and placing other components, etc. for coordination, for installation. But if you link the 3D intelligent building, then we can deal with the load calculation. So the actual procedure to use the RVT file from the architect, so that we can start the project right from the load calculation in HVAC. So these are some limitations and some advantage and disadvantages of using this CAD file or the Revit file in for services. Okay, so at this level I'm going to open. You see, I'm not going to link, just I'm going to open. For what? Just to study, just to verify the parameters for building survey. Then only I can start the HVAC service. Okay, because if you don't know about the building location, application, the number of floors, the type of space, etc., we cannot think to plan for any service, right? So here click on open, and you know this how to create the shortcut of this folder. So under mechanical you will find this arc link model. So directly I'm going to open, not link option is different. Here I'm going to open, so click open. So when you open, it acts as a complete building, and you see when I zoom here, I can able to select individually this wall, this door, this staircase, etc., because not a link file now. Okay, and just I open to verify. So how to verify? First we'll check. Okay, you can verify here. I already have given the points. Project application is school. I will get this from the architect. Anyhow, when I zoom here, you can find, you see instruction means classroom. These are all classroom, and here we have this media review in music type of open office at this admin area. And if I open level, say level 1, in this you will find conference, instruction means all classrooms. Then level, say level 2, you'll find computer lab here, drafting, again one more computer lab, here one more computer lab. So it's a school project, including this cafeteria, lounge, etc. So first parameter is application. Anyhow, when you get the project from the architect, you'll get the application. So it's a school project what we are dealing with. Next, location is the Manchester NH, so UK location. And you see, location is important for load calculation, because you know this, based on the location the software will set the latitude, longitude, elevation, and weather condition, which are very important parameter for load calculation. Okay, so you see, address is different and location is different. In Revit we'll set the address, and that address is only for information in the report. But you see, when you set the location, the software will catch all the technical parameter for load calculation, and I believe everyone know load calculation, right? So in load calculation, you know the importance of that latitude, longitude, elevation, and this weather condition like dry bulb, wet bulb, range, etc. So when you set the location, the software will automatically catch all these parameters. So this is important. So for this project, the location say Manchester NH, and after completing this, you can set your own location to verify the results. For example, if you set the location related to say any Gulf location, you will find more cooling load and less heating load. And if you set any location belongs to the Western country, like UK, US, or Australia, or Canada, you will find more heating load and less cooling load. Okay, so you can compare this later after completing this project with this location. Okay, so this is just an example. I'll use this Manchester NH, and this will be available in the list. If not in the list, we have option to select from the Google Map also. I'll show you when I deal with this. Next, you see number of floor is a ground floor plus 2, so G plus 2. And remember, in Revit, level 1 refers to ground floor, so don't get confused. So level 1 means I'm not talking about first floor. Level 1 is a ground floor, level 2 is a first floor, level 3 is second floor. I'll show you now. So how to verify this levels, and you see levels we can verify either in the section or elevation, right? So let me open any elevation from this project, and all this done by architect, all this information. So double click this north elevation, and when I zoom you can find the level. You see 01 entry level is a ground floor, 02 is first floor, 03 is for second floor, and roof level, and here above this parapet level. Okay, the same you can find verify in the section view also. Next, so this thing important, so remember level 1 is a ground floor, not first floor. And next you see floor to floor height, you can verify here. Entry level is 0 FFL, then second floor or first floor is at 12 feet, then 24, 36 means floor to floor is to 12 feet na? The same information. And as per the client requirement in this project, you see false ceiling height is 8 feet, or as per the interior, and false ceiling only at level 2 means first floor. There is no false ceiling at level 1 ground floor, there is no false ceiling at level 3 or second floor, false ceiling only at level 2. So we are not bothered about this. This is as per the client or interior requirement, right? Anyhow, we'll get the advantage. We'll learn how to place the A terminals like diffusers, and how to place the light fixture with false ceiling and without false ceiling. You'll get the option to learn both the options. Okay, and for that reason there is no false ceiling in level 1 and level 3, false ceiling at level 2. Anyhow, the decision of false ceiling as per the client, interior, etc. Okay, so here you see the options. Now what you do, the homework, you need to open this file how I opened just now, and access level 1 for example, and just verify this spaces. Just get familiar with this project. For example, when I zoom here, here's a staircase, and in this corridor, first we have this conference, then classroom, all these classrooms, then here restroom, then electrical room, launch, then staircase, one more staircase here, then classroom, conference, instruction, etc. So just open this and just go just get idea about your project, because if you not study this, it's difficult to plan with any service. Similarly, open 02 floor, 03 floor, etc., and get the idea about the spaces, the entrance, etc. Anyhow, when we use this in the project, we'll access all these levels. We'll access all this level and we'll verify all this. But from your side, if you just open this different levels, and if you just verify, that will add advantage. When I for example, when I say they say computer lab at level 2, so you can understand how it's available at first floor level 2 computer lab. So for some components we'll use computer lab, for placing some components we'll use library, for placing some light fixtures we use this drafting, etc. So we'll access the all the floors for different components, for different spaces, for learning. Okay, so after this session, open this file and just get the idea about this project. Open this, don't link will do when we deal with the project. Just you open to verify. And you see, apart from this, when you open the 3D view, you'll get the actual colors. Previously when it was link, it was with the background color. Now you see with the actual colors, and you can individually select all these components. But anyhow, don't delete this, don't disturb any of this component. Okay, so this is about the building survey.
you